It's free. It's royalty free. I can't monetize it because it doesn't belong to me. But I really like this theme for this campaign. I love almost anything with cellos and violins in it anyway. Say, Garrus, there's not enough hours in the day. Like, I got so much to do and so little time.
What you doing, man?
We're basically both working two full-time jobs. Technically three. Technically three, because we are also parents.
Rough life.
Yeah, well. It was
Four
funny.
kids and no money. I wish I had no kids and 4 money.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Just 4, though.
It's a classic Homer Simpson line. He said 3, but I have 4.
My favorite Homer Simpson line is, "We're making cutbacks. No more of that fancy schmancy 2-ply." And then Bart, like, punches the wall and runs out pissed off. Okay, we'll give... Grant usually can't get here till 8 because work. He works from home, but he can't technically can't sign on until he's done with work. In case his employer becomes a fan of the show.
Yes.
Oh, I guess I'm going to be firing that guy. Yeah, I'm going to have to figure out some type of camera setup and audio setup for the Saturday game. Because I kind of want people to see both perspectives. It's okay to... I can do a summarization of the first campaign. Like the first one of the 3, but I don't want to do that for the second one when it's happening at the same time. Yeah.
You see my
Boom rat?
that's my my goblin boom rat.
So cute.
That's Jade.
That's Jade.
That was the goblin boom rat.
I love Boom Rat.
Yeah, this is going to be a very for a lot of you, this is going to be a lot of what the fuck happening all at once. So just buckle up, especially for you, Garrus, because you're playing 3 characters. You're essentially playing 3 characters in this story.
What?
Yep.
I'm already confused.
Don't worry.
It's gonna be great.
It is going to be great. The only person here who's really not going to have to worry about anything other than one character and one thing is Wesley, because it's his first game. But everybody else is... Well, I guess Grant, too, because Grant's not in any of the other campaigns. So it'll be a little easier for him, too, but... As soon as he gets here, we will get started.
And I just met her. What's her name? Ashley? Jessica?
Emily?
Emily.
Yeah.
Emily's only in 1.
Yeah, but Emily's not in this game.
Right.
So she'll probably be able to put the pieces together, though. She's watched, I think, almost every episode. Melina's...
I forgot your name.
Is it Francesca? You look like a Francesca. I mean, nobody looks like a Francesca.
Does not look like
nobody
a
looks
Francesca.
like Nobody looks like a
Emily
Francesca.
does not look like a Francesca.
Nobody looks like a Francesca. That's the joke.
You look like a Francesca.
Take it back. All right. All right. So Grant's finally here. So I shouldn't say finally here. He can't get here till 8, so he's right on time. Anyway, so guys, just to let everybody know, we haven't really started the official, like the live feed of watching yet, the visual, just the audio. Melina will not be in the next couple games. She'll be back in July. She's dealing with some stuff, so we're going to give her that time and respect. But do not worry, I've talked with her, and we know exactly what's going on. with her character, and I will take care of everything like a DM.
She might be
should.
watching this later, so
Yep. Oh, she'll definitely be watching.
hi, future you. It's me saying hi from the past.
Yeah, so with that being said, we also have a new player, which we'll be introducing here shortly. Yeah, we're going to go ahead. As soon as Grant gets visual here, we're going to get started. So bear with us just a moment longer. Yeah, I think those people you were talking about, Garrus, I think they subscribed to me after the fact. Because I just got a random subscription like an hour before you told me about some people had a D&D table set up.
Oh, well, maybe they're watching now.
Maybe. Hi, people that
Thanks.
had stuff put in their home by
Microwave.
Garrus. Microwave. A microwave.
Microwave.
A microwave. It's French. No, it's not.
So great.
It's not
You
French.
can
You're
roll
just not saying it right. There, it's coming back. That was very like Fight Club camera from Grant just now.
Yeah,
It was like a Jason Statham movie. It's like, is the camera on his foot? Like, what's going on here? All right.
Oh, it's like that. What was that one movie? Cloverfield, where it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
all over the place, and you're like, oh,
Yeah. Actually, Jason
hopefully
Statham
you
movies.
don't have motion sickness.
The third Transporter. First of all, the Transporter movie. The first one was amazing. The third one, the camera guy just couldn't hold the camera still. It makes you dizzy if you even try to watch it. It's really bad. So anyway, probably just low budget. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started here. I'm gonna tune the live feed. We are now visually up. All right. Hello, everyone. We are back. Indeed, we are back. Let me go ahead and get the feeds going here. And then I'll do a quick recap.
Hey.
Let me plug this thing up.
Grant's having technical difficulties.
All right, there you go.
I don't think that's I think it's just the way he looks, which is extra scary because now we have an out of focus Goliath on our team,
Covered in baby oil.
just covered in baby oil. Baby oil. I'm really sad that that character died.
You got baby oil on the screen.
Really liked him. All right. Okay, let me make sure this works real fast, and then I will get the recap.
It better.
Oh, now I'm not going to. Okay, so to recap, if you're confused on the lineup here, just kind of go back to the beginning of this video or watch it from the beginning when it's done. But we explained that part, so we're going to go past that. And as far as the recap, you guys last left off where you had stormed back to the city of Pale Moon with Lady Prava to not only save the city, but also to make sure that Larry, Barry, and Gary were all alive. And luckily they were.
Most importantly.
Yes, most importantly. And they were. So with that, you also found out that Navarre was more than he said he was. You fought him. You guys talked down to each other. You found Alistair. Let's say it again. Alistair. Artemis.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just gonna rename him Alistair. All right, so
Then you'll always get it right after
right.
that.
Well, I think part of the reason why also is because it's the name of a League of Legends character that I kind of based him off of, and I keep on saying the League of Legends character's name. So Artemis and Quinn, you found in the city, just kind of running in the background, taking care of all the aggro for you. But you guys survived the fight against Navarre. You're not really quite sure how to kill him. Or if you even can kill him. But he gave you some information that you may or may not found useful. You skipped away. He skipped away through basically through his traveling ability to go through the ground. And
How do you skip to the ground?
yeah, he skipped through the ground.
Nice.
Yeah.
He's an earthbender.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive. Dancing the whole way. So, yeah, he escaped, and you guys then were introduced to Lady Scala, who has told you that the time has come for you guys to know, more about what's going on and no more secrets, and that you guys were going to be heading to the continent of Arcania, and that an airship was just about to land to take you guys to said area. Now, the threat is over. Prava's staying behind to kind of clean up the city and help, being especially that she's one of the main healers of the city. She essentially is also going to basically help other people that are hurt, kind of recruit people from the various fishing villages to come back and help with everything and the cleanup. The fires were already starting to get put out quite a bit once the source of them had left, which the source of them seemed to have been Navarre. And once he was gone, all seemed to be a little bit better, and just you guys kind of had more of a calm note to yourselves as opposed to the corrupted one you were feeling when around him. However, Lady Scala once introduced herself and led you to the airship. You guys agreed. And we're boarding the airship. So it does land in the back of the castle, almost like this area that's kind of clear behind it was designed for this. And it just just begins to land. And as it does, essentially the gangway kind of opens up and allows you to board said airship. Lady Scala kind of just sits there and with her arm out, motioning you to join her in the airship. You guys are welcome to do what you'd like with that information. She is awaiting your presence.
So we're getting on the airship, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
How long is it going to take us?
To get to Arcania?
Yes.
Depending on the winds, depending on the speeds in which we travel, we're looking at roughly about a 5-day trip.
And what is the acceptable amount of times to ask during this period, are we there yet?
Get on the damn ship.
This would be great. The first time I've ever taken an airship. I've done this on the sea many times. I think you guys will be all very thankful that I'm not going to be on an actual ship. You a little bit seasick?
Oh, wow. What happens when you get on a ship? Like a regular ship?
Seasick.
Like you just throw up?
Seasick.
Or...
Yeah.
Nice.
You know seasickness?
Seasickness
watching you right now.
What's the marching order here? Who's getting on first?
Me.
All right. So as you...
I'm already picked. I'm a seasoned traveler. I'm a bit of a vagabond.
There you go.
Ship, no problem.
As you're on the ship, the first thing you notice is this ship is very well kept. Everything is very clean. There is crew that, at first glance, being a talkative and kind-hearted person that you tend to be, Krevlin, your first instinct is to, oh, hello, or talk to them or whatever else. They are so focused on their work that they acknowledge your presence, but they just continue on with what they're doing. They're the only speaking that's happening is them talking to each other on what they're doing. Ropes are being basically tied off to keep the ship in place. The crystals that they have set up on the ship, which is basically the magic that's keeping the anti-gravity and everything else that keeps this ship running, is being tended to by what looks like a couple of magic users of sorts. And as far as that goes, it very well cleaned. There's a kind of a cabin area that looks like it goes down into probably the quarters below. And this thing is massive. So just to keep that in mind, it's you're probably not used to airships in general, even though Krevlin's character he played once owns an entire airship filled. But this is definitely one of the...
Maybe I can go talk to the crew about that.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the bigger ships. And this does not appear to be an Adams Airways ship, so it's some type of privately owned ship. Yeah, so you board on that. That's what you guys see. Scala is the last one on. You see her kind of look over at a couple crew members, and she says, all right, let's go. I want to get an early start. And she kind of like walks, and they're like, right away. And they like start doing everything they need to do to get the ship ready. Once again, it's very loud. The ship begins to kind of lift up off the ground. They just seem to be very good at what they're doing. And yeah, within a matter of, I'd say, probably 7 or 8 minutes, you guys are up and starting to go gravitate towards the skies. And you are left with the wind in your face, the ship around you. Everything's kind of happening real fast, so you're kind of just taking it all in. It's relatively calm day. But up here, of course, the wind is going to be a lot greater than it is, especially considering you're pushing against it. And there's not really any kind of force keeping that from, hitting you or the ship. It's just the way they're designed. So, Scala kind of walks over to you all and kind of like greets you once again and says, all right, make yourselves at home. You need anything, do not hesitate to ask me, crew. You need anything from me specifically, just ask the captain. He's at the front of the ship. He will be more than happy to get me for anything you may need. And as she begins to say that again, you guys notice that the door of the quarters that goes down into where you would go to your sleeping quarters, there's a massive explosion that just shoots out from that. And it's greens and blues and a little bit of traditional orange and yellow fire. And as that happens, she kind of turns and goes, oh, that must have not worked. And as she says that, you see a very well-dressed, smaller individual. Kind of looks possibly a gnome or a halfling of some sorts. And you see Scala go, ah! And she like motions for him to come over. She's like, I would like to introduce you to my star pupil. As she says that, Wesley, do you want to go ahead and introduce your character and tell us what we see?
Yes. All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Jeverick. I am, oh, man. Just a second, I had a whole thing planned.
It's all right.
Get my notes. Oh, yeah. Wow, that was not expected at all. Hello, everyone. I'm Jeverick. I'm the star pupil of Scala here. Pleasure to meet your acquaintance.
Hi.
Awesome. Yes. It was very colorful. Very bright, flamboyant.
You'll also notice that after that explosion that he came right out from, he does not have a mark on him, no charcoal, no smoke, no nothing on him, clean as a whistle. And you also notice just from the sheer stuff he carries that he seems to be some type of well-educated caster of sorts. And Scala kind of, after he introduces himself, Scala kind of looks at you all and says, yes, he is my, how do you say, oh shit button when experiments go wrong. You see, he's very good at keeping the explosions out of my face. So, he is a little bit of, he's a little bit of a specialist. But what can I say? I handpicked him. He's great. He's going to be helping us along the way. I do not go anywhere or work on anything without him. And as she says that, she goes, again, make yourselves at home. And if you need anything, you know what I have told you. And she kind of like walks towards the cabin and just kind of disappears down into the quarters.
Can you change your name to your character name on there?
I got him.
Yes.
I got you.
Because I won't remember. I already forgot, actually.
Okay.
Jorvik.
Jorvik. I don't know.
I gotta change mine too.
Cleveland doesn't know who Scala is, right?
You met her just outside the city when everybody else did.
But other than that, I don't know.
Nope. You don't know. You've never heard of her. You don't know her.
Okay, then.
She seems to be very good at whatever she does, but you were told that she is a master of dunamancy, which is an art craft that you're probably not very familiar with, but being a magic user, you've probably heard it in passing.
Magic user.
What kind of magic do you use? Because Krevlin has these really cool things that he does, like magic that I think
no.
I
Oh,
like.
No, it's nothing. It's nothing.
He has awesome stuff. Like,
No.
all I got is like these like gloves that I can hit people with that are kind of cool. But like, dude, he like pulls these people like underground. It's the coolest thing. Like, you've got to see it at least once. It's pretty awesome. And he can sing.
No.
He's a pretty cool guy.
It'd be great if I never had to do it again, honestly.
So how long
do
you
a
been on
little
this?
I can
shit?
do a little bit of everything. Obviously my favorite thing to cast is Fireball. But
On a new ship. That sounds safe.
Said every wizard ever.
But I am also an evoker, so I can keep my friends safe around
Awesome.
my magic.
And just to be clear, to keep the earship safe too, right? Yes?
Correct.
Okay, good.
Within reason.
Well,
What was that big bang
Well,
before?
don't crash the airship. That's all I ask.
We'll just call that an experiment.
So the ship is okay.
Yes.
Oh, good. You know, I once ran my own airship company.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. It's we're about the third most respected air courier on the entire Arcanian coast. It doesn't sound impressive until you realize how many of those other companies were fronts for smuggling or worse, a fleet of 3 ships. One was run on elemental fire, one was run on ambition and some old tea leaves, and one of them was partially sentient, would hum slow tunes during turbulence and just keep the crew safe, She was a terrible singer, but, great turning radius. I lost that business, of course. Never trust a goblin accountant who insists on edible ledgers.
Edible ledgers. All right.
How much does one of those run, Kremlin or Kremlin? How much does one of those run? Like, if you were gonna,
Oh, it's just
when you used to sell those, because this thing looks like it's probably worth probably more money I'm ever gonna see in my life. So it's just,
Yeah,
I can
probably.
only imagine.
it's we're bringing up old things. Never, I lost that business. One of the rival captains, who's going to remain nameless at now, spread some wild rumors about me being too flamboyant for the sky or something ridiculous. The sky loves me.
As you guys are
Okay,
talking,
Kevlin.
and this is happening, you see a bright flash off to the side, and you hear kind of in the distance, "We got a fire! Fire! Fire!" 2 guys run by.
What does he mean a fire?
Seem like, and they just continue to run by. One of the guys you look at is like, "Oh, don't worry, ma'am. It happens all the time." And he runs
That
across.
doesn't seem very safe.
It'll be okay. All right, so
What's happening?
they're putting that out, and yeah. Other than that, Jorvik has not left you guys yet. He's still with you. Currently, see a couple of the deckhands tending to the basically the upkeep of the ship, making sure that things are working correctly, taking notes, doing what they need to do. You see one person up in the crow's nest of this airship, kind of looking out for floating icebergs. And then you've also got the captain at the front, who seems to be relatively focused on what he's doing. And in one hand, he's got what looks like a beverage, and the other, even though it's doing its damnedest to stay lit, he's got some type of cigar in his hand that the wind is just hitting real hard, but he continues to puff it like nothing's happening.
Nice. Have we taken a long rest yet?
No, but you'll get 5 of them here shortly.
Uh,
So if there's anything anybody wants to do or talk about before day 1, knock yourselves out.
what are we like? What are we hoping to accomplish where we're going? It's been like 3 weeks. I just want to make sure that I'm back on track. Where we're going on the airship too?
So, essentially, whatever's been happening with Pale Moon, you guys have been directly involved in.
Yeah.
Obviously, allies of Pale Moon. Pale Moon has more allies in other places that you're unaware of, but you also basically have information now that this is a conflict between demons and devils.
Yes.
And you're caught in the middle of it. And you didn't really think that it was going to become this involved. You didn't really realize that the people that some people you thought you could trust, you either can't, or there's just more of that you haven't figured out yet. You know that Master Yin was obviously human once upon a time, but now has been taken over by some type of demonic force. And you know that Navarre, probably from the very beginning, has been a devil in hiding and basically the mouth of Azuldan. And I mean,
so we're on the airship going to
Arcania.
And are we getting like support or trying to get help there? Are we like, or there's information there?
So
we're going.
Scala is basically essentially keeping you guys up to pace and directly involving you in said conflict now, because you are dependable people, and also she had mentioned that there's more to this story than meets the eye, and all will be revealed soon.
Uh-huh.
So essentially, she says you're part of a bigger picture, but hasn't really given a lot of detail on that. So that would be definitely something to talk to her.
Yeah,
about.
that'd be a good question to ask her. Yeah, I want to ask her that. I want to be like, what's the dealio?
So you would if you want to talk to her, you can. You can either long rest and ask her the next day, or you can ask the captain if he can essentially get her and bring her back up to talk to her, or you guys can go down to your quarters, check out what's going on. Whatever order you want to do that in is fine.
Does the new guy know? Because new guys are apprentice, right? Like her top student.
He is her star pupil of the Calazan Academy, which is basically it's essentially Hogwarts for wizards in my world. So
Love that.
anybody who graduates from that is very, very good at what they do.
Because if he's been with her, that might be a good idea. Just kind of thinking out loud to ask him like what he's seen and kind of share with him what we've seen, and
you can ask him whatever you want.
See if maybe like
He's
what
right
we
there.
know
He's
from what
next
we've
to-
experienced. Because he's coming from a completely different area.
Yeah, he's probably up to your ankle, so you can talk to him.
Yeah.
Ankle?
No, I'm just joking.
Hey,
Probably,
new guy.
probably below his knee.
He's a gnome.
About 3
He's
foot
a
8.
gnome, and he's
Nice.
a Goliath.
Yeah, 8-foot Goliath. Not quite his ankle. He's a little taller than that, but not by much.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Hey,
he's way taller than me. I'm like 5'1", and he's shorter than I am.
Oh wow. So hey, new guy.
Yes.
What do you know about like all this stuff that's been going on? Because like us, we've been like, there's some stories we could tell you. Oh my gosh, we have seen some things.
Oh, really?
Bit off quite a few heads.
There's been a lot, yeah. Things that won't die, yeah. That's always nice. It's always nice when you stab something 20 times and then it just disappears into the ground. That's always a fun one. So I feel like you just wasted all your energy and effort.
Let's just ask him what we need to ask him. Okay.
Okay. So what do you like? Have you what like part of this have you been working with?
Do you know anything that Scala hasn't told us yet, essentially?
Basically.
As
asking him
pertains to what?
Yeah, you're asking him to spill the beans. He just met you.
Do you have anything you can tell us about any war with demons and devils? You heard any whispers?
Not that I know of. I know that
Okay.
we've, she does experiments, and I help her with said experiments,
What
Take-
kind of experiments?
Oh, experiments with time travel and dunamancy and... you
Time
know.
travel? What's that? I have no idea what time travel is. My character would have no idea.
He's also never ran 88 miles per hour, so he can't possibly know.
You know what time travel is?
It
We're doing it
requires
right
a
now.
DeLorean and a flux capacitor.
It does. Very rare.
TARDIS.
I've got a time machine in my pocket. That's not even a big deal. I'm gonna pull out my watch.
Where we're going, are we going to need roads?
You're in an airship, so definitely not.
It's good that someone else gets the Back to the Future references. That's
Yes.
nice. Yes.
What do you say?
But no,
Conroy?
that's about all that I know is that she, we do experiments, and I know she's working on something great. But
What's her name again?
my name is Jorvik
No, her name, your master. I know you, Jorvik.
Scala.
Scala.
Yes.
So how does time travel? What's time travel work? Is it like, what do you do? Like jump to clocks? Is that what it is? Like, what is this time traveling thing?
I assume the ability to travel through time,
Yeah, I do
or
whatever
maybe
you
the
want.
ability to
Time.
manipulate time.
Now it's now,
Wait,
and
wait,
then
wait.
some time goes by, and then it's not now anymore. It's this now.
You can travel.
Because it was
through
now
time.
then, and now it's now. But then
I
the now
can't.
that's not here yet.
Time is
Gonna be
pretty
there soon.
just
I-
wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
So
Yeah,
like
it's just
I could
normal,
like
just going
not
through
be
it.
here now and be somewhere else like in like at any moment. Like that's I don't know. That's
I think he might have to sit down if we explain this much longer.
mind
I think
blown.
so.
I'm gonna go take a long rest on that note.
Let me ask. This isn't so much for Jorvik. This is just for like the ship. When is like I don't know, bedtime, drink time? Is there ale? What's do these sailors know how to party?
So, Jorvik, you would know there is definitely a bar down, a nice one downstairs, and there's also a cook downstairs, a pretty damn good one. Scala is fancy, and she surrounds herself with fancy shit. So you would know that, and you can relay that however you want.
Yes.
My type of girl.
He hasn't told you that yet. I told
Okay.
you. I told him that.
So I'm gonna take some money. Can I? Does it cost? Is this all inclusive?
So you let them know that Scala does not have any use or concern for their money.
So it's free drinks.
Yes.
So I hear that as I'm getting ready
No,
to go
you're
for a
in
long
bed.
rest. I hear free drinks, and I'm just like,
Said what?
I'll stay for a cup.
Shall we venture down to this bar and take a?
I was gonna buy a round of
well-deserved
drinks for
rest?
the sailors, but it sounds like I don't gotta do that now.
I feel like it's
Just have to-
disrespectful if we don't go down there and drink right now.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds like
Jorvik,
I'm
would
gonna
you
have
like to join us?
Write them a song instead.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe
new
you guys
guy.
could fill me in on your previous adventures.
Oh, it's a lot.
Nice.
It's a lot like taking the bull by the horns. It is.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. Oh, I love it. That's so good.
I'm white. WHIT.
What?
It's such a
It's,
good
it's another movie
Oh, it's so
reference.
good.
That's a metaphor, but it really happened. All right.
It's so good. Oh, I love it.
I don't understand.
It's from
I
Dodgeball.
don't understand.
All right.
Oh, I've seen
Never seen
Dodgeball.
Dodgeball? That's what
I've
his
seen
thing is.
Dodgeball.
That's
His
what that's
background
from.
20 years
That's
since
the
I've seen
background.
Dodgeball.
That's Ben Stiller.
Oh, I see
Poster
now. I
from-
see now.
Yeah, of him taking the bull by the horns.
I
It's
remember.
hilarious.
That's a metaphor, but it really
I
happened too.
have not watched that a whole bunch. I've seen it more than once, but
I think it was like 20 years since I've seen it.
She's like,
It's been a while, probably a while since I've seen it, but it's classic.
Sorry.
I watched it probably 100 times when it came out.
I threw up a little bit in my mouth. You know, in some cultures they only eat vomit. So anyway,
I don't remember that
All
one
right.
either.
I want to go down there, and whenever it's appropriate, since I can't buy a round of drinks for the crew, I will write them a song. I'll sing them a song.
Nice.
Very
All right.
nice.
so that little bit of that smoke from the fire hit Rolo right as he was kind of ducking down to go in.
Mhm.
So his,
I think
all right.
it came from that dude's cigar, and like part of it flew off and just fell down my mouth.
Yeah, that's
Like,
what
whoa.
that's what it was. That's 100% what happened. So you guys head down. As you do, again, you're expecting it to be like crowded, small corridors. Nope. Yeah, you go down there and it is just a wide open area, almost like it. This seems way too big to be the same
So it is
ship.
a TARDIS.
Way too big to be the same ship that you just boarded. And you kind of like walk in there, and there's a wide open area. Off to one right side, you see what looks like a cook working on some food. To the other side, you see a wide open bar, and then on the front of that, you see what looks like somebody preparing some scrolls and basically just kind of writing down maybe it's magical, so maybe incantations of some sort. And then another area, alchemy and multiple gnomes writing stuff down, running back and forth, filling glasses with things. Kind of one of them like in his face, and he just goes, and then goes back to what he's doing, and just a lot of that happening. And that's immediately what you see, wide open area, and then there's another staircase that goes down into what looks like more quarters.
So I want to go up to the meat guy, and I want to be like, I want your meat, my mouth.
All right, never really heard it asked like that, but let's see what we can do. What size meat are you thinking? Something small for the first time, or you just want to go all the way in?
All the meat as much meat as you can fit on a plate.
Alrighty then, I'll give you the meat platter special. So he like kind of turns around with starts taking food out of what looks like little, almost like little cold boxes, kept cold by some type of magic, and kind of starts taking them out and slamming them on the table. Kind of starts slicing them up. Basically puts it over by this circle area on the table, and as he does, it just starts magically heating the food. Throws it all on a plate and says, "There you are." Slides it to you. You got ribs, pulled pork, sausage, some really, really nice, like, thick slices of bacon, and followed by what looks like some type of beans with some type of, like, hickory-type sauce on it.
Nice.
So when I go into the lower decks, you say it seems like there's too much to do. My character very much gets airsick, like a lot, really easily. Would you say that I go on the lower decks? You said it seems bigger. Do I still get the sense of movement?
No, the second you get down here, it's impossible to tell you're on a ship.
Nice.
You think you still are, but it's impossible to tell. You do not feel like you're on a ship at all. You don't feel any turbulence, nothing.
Very nice. This is nice. Nice. I may have to do this from now on. This is the only way to fly.
Yeah, so you're eating, and that's the other areas.
And I think I'll think that maybe it's time for a performance for these guys. Just want to let you guys know how much I appreciate everything. Appreciate you guys. This has been wonderful. Maybe the best airship experience I've ever had in my whole life. I did want to own a small airship company, but it's in the past. No need to cover any more of that.
So, what is anybody wanting to check out anything in particular? All right, go for it.
All right.
All right, so go ahead and make a performance check.
Do you want me to sing the actual song that I wrote first, or would you like me to performance check first?
Whatever order you want to do it in. Generally, it's better to do the bit first and then roll. So.
I just thought maybe I'd get advantage if it was good enough.
Well, I'm going to say at this point, Krevlin, we're going to say any of your performance checks when it comes to entertainment is going to be with advantage.
Proven yourself a great entertainer.
So it's either a 24 or, 24.
We're going to go with that 24.
All right. What should we do on the flying airship? What should we do on the flying airship? What should we do on the flying airship when the wind gets wily? Heave her left when the coffee's boiling, tie the bard when he starts to spoiling, dance on the deck when the moon is smiling, or lie in the morning. Way hey, and dodge the griffin, way hey, Krevlin's riffling, way hey, the skies were drifting, or lie in the sky morn.
You notice all the people that have stopped like working are just like all looking over at you. You kind of look over at the bartender who was like cleaning the table. It's just like, holy shit. That was fucking good. And like goes back to wiping the table. He's like,
I'm like doing the robot with pieces of meat in my mouth while I'm eating them, and then doing like the robot.
And the bartender looks over at you and goes, "Hey, come on over here. I'd like to give you a drink. It's free normally, but I'd like to give you a free one too."
Nice, and I'll take it. It couldn't be more grateful.
Was there just the one place to eat with all the meat?
No, there's so if you were wanting something other than other than like meats and stuff like that, there's also an area that has fruits, veggies. That's less
yeah,
of
that's for
a
me.
that's less of a cook doing that, and it's just like a basically like a wall garden with all manner of
I'm
like,
gonna go
apples,
over there
berries.
and make myself a neat little
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go
vegetarian
after
plate.
take a little break from singing.
Anything that needs to be cooked, there's a center area that has the same kind of circle on there that you could, like, if you have like eggplant or squash, you could put it on there and start cooking it up. Anything that's good cold, you can eat as is. An apple, or like not cooked. An apple, plenty of apples, berries, bananas, all kind, like almost every fruit and veggie you could imagine is on this wall garden.
I'm gonna go make a giant plate of just fruits and vegetables.
Where's new guy at? Is he with us?
He came down with us.
Yeah,
I came down with you.
Yeah, you're welcome to hang out with them, go to your
Yeah,
quarters,
probably
whatever you want to do.
interact. You'd be like, you know, got some new guy who can do some magic, and it's different type of magic than anything I've seen. Plus, he's talking about this time traveling thing that I still have no idea what he's talking about.
I love how you keep calling him new guy, and you're on his airship.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know. Oh yeah. You know, I'm terrible with names. So hey, so like, how did you get into like doing magic and all that type of stuff? Like, what got you into? Like, did you have like a god or goddess that you follow or anything like that, or was it just you like went to a school, or like how did you learn all that stuff?
I was just proficient in magic and joined the academy.
That's awesome. Nice. So I'm a paladin. So I can do some spells, but it's not a lot. Like if I'm like hitting something, I can like smite my glove and it makes me like hit harder, you know, or like I can like do some healing stuff. Like I have a couple healing like spells I can do, but mostly I just sit at the front and just take a bunch of damage and try not to die. So,
A lot of my magic I use to support or to assist.
nice. We could always use more magic. You can never have enough, especially as some of these. So I was going to tell you about this one thing we were fighting. This thing, the last thing we fought, it was so weird. It was like, it would, if you hit it with like the same type of damage, like a few times in a row, it would get like resistant to it. It was the weirdest thing. So it was like, it was almost like it was adapting to what we were doing. And it was like, I mean, it was tough. It was a tough fight. I got kind of nervous. We almost lost it. And, but the guy, we just kept hitting, like, I would hit him with my, like, I do a lot of radiant damage, a lot of divine magic and stuff like that. And so when I do radiant damage to him, I would do it like 3 or 4 times. And then I started noticing it wasn't doing near as much. And so it was just something I've never seen before. And we've seen it a couple times now. But this last one, it was something that, I mean, we couldn't kill it. It was like unkillable almost. Like it was just the weirdest thing.
Jorvik, make a history check. See if you can think about what, like, have an idea of what he's talking about being an educated person.
I know I'm speaking in layman's terms.
Well, that's all right. I mean, books are not Rolo's specialty.
All right, so
Or specialty.
on this D&D Beyond, where do I do the history
So,
check at?
if you're having it on the computer screen, right?
Correct.
Okay, yeah. So on the computer screen, whenever you go to your main page where you can see everything,
Yeah.
it should be in this kind of the center right of it. You're gonna have all your skills right there, and all you have to do is click the box with the number in it, and it'll roll it for you, and it'll add your modifier. You have a +7,
Oh, okay. I see.
and if you just click that, it'll roll for you, and it'll tell everyone in the app what you got.
Okay, I got a
Nice.
25.
Nice.
Cool. So yeah. So
He speaks full retard.
So what you hear does not sound like the greatest explanation, but you can siphon through the bullshit. Also, essentially, being a very well-educated person, you don't carry yourself that everyone around you is dumb, but there is often a lot of ignorance around people such as yourself because you're a very high-classed wizard. So it's more or less one of those things where you kind of learn to that it's kind of more like charming and funny. But this particular thing, you have heard it, but only one time ever, and you remember it being something like you'd have to do more research to pinpoint the exact thing, but you remember it being something about the talks of some type of devil resilience that most of the higher devils in their order of like the hierarchy, the higher ones tend to be able to resist, like continuously adapt and resist, which makes them very difficult to kill. How to get around that would take more research, because that's not something that you've really spent a lot of time studying, but you have a good enough understanding to recall that and you can relay that however you want or keep it to yourself. It's up to you.
Okay. Well, what you described to me sounds like something I've heard once before. It sounds like an ability that like a high-ranking demon would.
It'd be devil.
Or a high-ranking devil would have. Something along the lines of like a devil resilience.
Oh, dude, that's I haven't even heard of them, dude. That's all. Like that's like more answers than I feel like we've gotten in the last week on stuff that's going on. Like that's awesome. That could be because we've been like fighting devils and like demons, so that would make a lot of sense. Hey, let me get everybody. Is it okay if I bring everybody else over here to kind of give them a heads up? Because this is like huge information that would probably help all of us along in this, in this thing. Is that okay if I let the others know?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, no problem. I just kind of send everybody like, hey, Jorvik's got some like awesome info over here.
Jorvik, you would also know that this shares similarities to like a pit fiend, but this is even greater than a pit fiend. Pit fiends are generally like resistant to everything. This is even more. This is not just resistant. This is adaptive. So it is even
like a developing resistance.
Yes, it is. It is even greater than a greater devil. It's demigod level.
Okay.
Oh, wow. So does everyone hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, dude. So I was just talking to Jorvik, and he thinks he might know what the thing is about, like the thing healing itself and being resistant to all these different like damages. Like he might know something about it.
Do tell.
Oh, he was saying it was something like some. He probably explained it better than I can, but he was saying it was like some like devil like resistance type thing that he's read about, and he's smarter than I am. I'll let him explain it. I'm gonna mess it up.
Yeah. From the description I got, it sounds to me like it is a high-ranking devil, something higher such than a pit fiend, but it has some sort of developing resistance, like a devil resilience. I've only heard of it once before, but if I am correct, that's what I believe it is.
Did you also happen to hear how we defeat it?
You did not.
I did not.
Well, that's great.
That's cool. At least know what we think it is. I mean, like we had no idea, and it makes sense because he said it's like a devil, and we've been seeing these like devils and demons and all this stuff. And
Well, now
So
we
it
can
kinda makes
research
sense.
possibly.
yeah,
How
it
to
gives us a
defeat it.
cool direction to go in. I feel like we just haven't gotten a lot of answers at all through everything, and like knowing something in a direction is huge. Just to kind of know where to even look, because I feel like there's so much other stuff right now that just keeps happening, and we just don't even. It'll be nice whenever we can get all the information tomorrow and speak with her and maybe get everything cleared up. But it's just nice to get some answers that we've been wanting to get, because we've seen this thing like multiple times, and every time we see it, it's stronger than it was before. Because the first time we fought it, remember, like we fought it when I was having like when I talked to my goddess the first time, we fought that thing, and then it came out, and then it went in the ground and went away and was like being resistant to stuff, and then we fought it again, like a different version. So it's like and we got stronger, but it was even tougher that time. So I feel like it's getting stronger and stronger,
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of scary after that last fight because I almost went down, and that's the closest I've probably come to getting having a brush with death since we've been fighting.
And poor Daenerys as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that was intense. That was an intense fight. So, but that's some cool information that he knows that. That's cool. It's good to have that because he has some information about like demons and devils and stuff like that, and maybe knows some of the lore. That might be kind of good to know because I don't know a lot of the backstory of why demons and devils and why they don't like each other or what the whole deal is with that. And him knowing all that is pretty cool. So that could be knowledgeable and useful information later down the road.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Any other questions? You guys want to check out any other parts of the ship?
I'm gonna get drunk.
Okay.
I ate my food.
Yeah, I've been drinking. He's been drinking a lot, and as he drinks, he's gonna get a little bit of a mini panic, realizing that now he just got on an airship and he's flying away from his mark, who he's supposed to be taking care of.
Mm-hmm.
So after we talk about that, is there a library on the airship?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay.
It's going to be the next level down, which is also your quarters and Scala's, and then the next level down from that is going to be their quarters. But you, it's definitely something you can research and you can try to look up some information on. The library on this ship's going to be pretty good. It's not going to be Micron's library good, but you are heading to the location that has the housing point of Micron's library. It's just getting in there is next to impossible.
Okay.
I'm sure I could tuck my way in if I needed to.
Sure.
Maybe.
So yeah, I'm having a bit of a crisis, and it's just internal. That I was supposed to kill
Monroe,
and now I'm on an airship heading away and to a different continent than what Monroe is on. So just hoping that maybe it doesn't upset anybody too much. I'll probably be able to talk my way out of it, no worries. But be better if I didn't have to.
So the bartender's like, "What are y'all drinking?" Kind of walks up. Wine, ale.
Wine from the Fae?
Absolutely. He
Ale wine?
rolls under, brings it up.
Everybody always says no.
Pops it open. You recognize this. You recognize this bottle immediately. This is definitely a Fae wine, and he pours it into the cup for you. It's a very fancy looking wine glass. He's like, "Let it breathe." He, slides it to you. Anyone else?
The best ale that you've got.
Absolutely. Kind of goes over to the thing, pulls a lever that starts pouring out this. This is like the most beautiful mug of beer you've ever seen, or ale. And the head on it is perfect, exactly as it should be. Not too much, not too little. You can tell that it's not flat. It just looks great. He slides it over to you. You would think that it would spill sliding towards you, but even after you grab it, the liquid does not seem to spill or move at all.
Okay. So this is just a dream then. Okay, I get it now. I guess I'll just enjoy it. This isn't real. There's no way.
I reach over and pinch him.
It hurts.
Damn it! Why would you do that? Ouch!
You're not in a dream, Kremlin. Sorry.
Anything
and
for
I
you,
just
my
rubbed
dear?
the spot where I pinched him. Do you have some water?
I have water for sure.
Sparkling?
We also have, if you'd like, we have a Fae variant that's non-alcoholic. That's just like a sparkling grape juice, if you'd prefer that.
Yes, please.
All right, he puts the bottle down, pulls out another one that kind of has a different coloration to it, pops the cork on it, pours it, slides it to you. He's like, "You can let it breathe. It doesn't matter." Anything for you, Jorvik?
Yes, I'll just take a wine as well.
Sparkling grape juice, or Elven, or normal, or
we'll just go with
red?
Sparkling grape juice.
Sure. Slides it to you. All right. Well, anything else? Just let me know. If you wish to have your glass refilled, simply just tap it on the table.
Tap, tap, tap.
As you do that, your wine starts overflowing in the glass.
I drank it.
Fun.
Okay, you're drinking it real fast. As fast as you can.
Yes.
But yeah, it just keeps filling up.
It's a dream, I'm telling you. I know you pinched me in that hurt.
Should I pinch you again?
This is all normal to you,
No.
Jorvik, so none of this surprises you.
Obviously don't pinch me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
So this is where we live now, right? We just stay here, right? There's no reason to go any. We're fine. Everything's safe here, right? Yeah, this is where I'll stay.
I still don't believe he thinks this is real life.
No, it's not. It's fine though. We can just live in a dream. No worries.
So yeah, at this point, you guys are probably about, I'd say, probably 3 to 4 hours in to the journey by the time you're done talking, drinking, hanging out, singing, absolutely. And you're, it's weird. Like, you could definitely sleep easily, but down here, you feel more energized than not. And you're not exactly sure why, but, you feel good, like better than you have. Like the adventuring that you've been doing has been so tense. Every time you turn around, there's something bad happening. For the first time in a long time, you feel some type of like calm that goes through this whole area. That just almost like you've been hit with the spell Calm Emotions at some point in your lives, probably, or seen it. It seems very much like that.
I'm not anxious about
Nope.
leaving my Mark Monroe behind.
Nope. As far as you're concerned, your patron can wait his turn. You're doing Krevlin right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's alright. I'm just doing Kraven, you know? Killing someone who doesn't expect you, easy. Killing someone after they think that you've forgotten them, now that's art.
Any other places up here you want to go? Otherwise, the next level down is the library, as well as more of the ship, and then the next level down from that is your individual quarters. If you guys wish to check those out at any point in time, you are welcome to. Jorvik's still there. You can ask him questions. The cook's there. The bartender there. People that you haven't really seen, kind of back and forth, crew members back and forth. You do not visually see Scala anywhere, but she generally is in her quarters, if not at the top of the ship.
I'm gonna go take a long rest. I'm tired.
So you slide down it's kind of like a ladder system, or there's a staircase. You can take either one. Staircase kind of spirals down, or there's a ladder that you can slide down. The crew members tend to do that to get down from the top faster. As you go up to that, I mean, you're pretty big too, but the ladder seems to hold firm regardless. So you are able to slide down that, and as you land down here, Rolo, in the very center is this golden, like circlet, like this giant golden circle on the ground that has water, kind of like a fountain around it, and in the center of that is a very tall statue of what looks like some type of like giant. And you're like kind of like looking at that, and it's right in the center, so you immediately notice it. And this particular giant is dressed almost kind of like the way just in a real life factor that you would see like a Viking dressed as. And they really long, well kept beard. These two, the hands hold these two massive axes. And as you walk past that, it just very much takes your presence. You're like, whoa, what is that? And there is a kind of a plate that says, basically at the bottom, we will remember. And underneath that, it says Thane of Moldane. And you notice that first and foremost, but then everywhere around here is surrounded by books of all various types, putting themselves away, floating in areas, coming by, like just the books themselves are putting themselves away, cleaning themselves. It's very like Sword in the Stone down here. Everything's like enchanted. You're muted.
Is there any books on this guy?
On the guy you're looking at.
Yeah.
You could look in. You could look
Like,
in.
would I know everything about him, or would I not know anything about him?
No, probably not. This was make a history check.
We'll see.
Those Goliath intelligence checks.
I know, right? I didn't know they went. I'm pulling up the app real quick.
A 4? I didn't realize it went that high.
Oh crap!
Oh crap! That's always good.
All right. Nice. No. Wrong one. Okay. I gotta sign out of. They kicked me out of D&D Beyond, so I've gotta sign out and sign in.
That's fine. Take your time, no rush. What is taking so long?
I know. I got 2 D&D Beyond accounts. That's how long I've been playing D&D. Way too long. Okay, so what type of check? I meant
History.
History.
History. You know, that class that you fell asleep in?
Exactly. Ha ha ha! Natural 20.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay, so you definitely didn't read a book, but
What,
you...
for a 19?
You definitely didn't read a book. But you do recall similarities to this are... you remember your friends talking about... this would have been 200 years ago that this particular person was known more as. But this was Thane of Muldain, which was basically the son of Isildur Yrel, which is basically the storm giant of the storm giant cloud city of Exicavalion, which is above the city of Delucia in Arcania. It is also where Micron's library is, which is the library that has any known history, answer, anything that has ever been revealed in the universe can be found in that library. And so if it's knowledge that has been discovered or created, it is there. And you know that this individual made a huge sacrifice a long time ago that basically is one of the main reasons why you're sitting here today.
So he's like an ancestor of mine.
Sure.
Maybe.
He's more of a... he was basically a very well-known demigod that basically sacrificed himself for the greater good of a conflict that happened 200 years ago that you'd vaguely have information on. That'd be more of a Jorvik or possibly even Krevlin thing, just being that they tend to be a little bit more book smart. But it's one of those, or historic smart, but definitely Jorvik.
Maybe.
But more or less, it's one of those things where he essentially worked with this group that they essentially called themselves the Thane Gang, and they were a group of travelers that adorned these ancient bracelets that held these cosmic dragon eyes. That having one was basically just, it was kind of like having one ring to rule them all. It was constantly eating away at your soul, constantly. It's just horrible to have this, and they carried it for a long time. Went and fought this huge conflict, and it ended with, the history doesn't really, the history's kind of vague on it. You don't know if they lived their lives, prospered, and died, when they would have, like at their individual ages, that they would have died based on their races, or if they disappeared after the conflict, or if they fully sacrificed themselves. All you know is they stopped basically the end of the world from happening 200 years ago.
Oh, wow. Okay. So they're respected by all of us. All of us would respect.
Yes. Like, this is one of those things where you know World War II, as Grant, you know about World War II, but you're not going to know every general's name or every person that was in it. But you know enough to carry on a conversation. Yeah. But that's kind of what this is in that situation.
Okay.
You've heard of it, you just don't know all the specifics.
Is there like a book on him that? Because if I like see this and I'm like kind of impressed by it, I would probably like. If we're gonna be here for 4 or 5 days, I mean something.
Yeah.
Like that.
If you
It's
just
written at like a 5th grade level.
so if you ask the there's actually
Some pop-ups.
yeah, there's actually like a little organization system that has like a scroll that's kind of going back and like dusting. If you go up and ask the enchanted object, excuse me, is there any books on Thane Gang? Preferably one with a lot of pictures. It'll go find it for you.
And also scratch and sniff. I'd like some of that too.
The scroll just goes and starts walking towards one of the books, pulls it out for you, brings it over. It looks like it's really excited that it found it, and it like runs up to you. It falls for a second, and then gets back up and runs up and grabs the book with both hands and comes running up to you. It's just a scroll with 2 little legs and 2 little arms coming at you with this book.
I'm imagining Doodle Bob.
Sure. I was imagining Bill from I'm a Bill on top of Capitol Hill. I'm imagining more of that. From, what was that called again? Conjunction.
Schoolhouse Rock.
Yeah, Schoolhouse Rock. Conjunction Junction. What's your function? Kind of like that. But it doesn't have eyes or a mouth. So it is nonverbal. So it brings it up to you, hands it to you, and then it kind of like does like a little cheer that it found it for you. And then it like turns back around and goes back to cleaning around the area.
I'll probably read a little bit as I go to bed on it, maybe like an hour of reading in before I pass out.
Yeah, so the book is called The History of Muldain and the Fall of the Storm Giant. The Storm Giant's son. So it's one of those things where it kind of goes over. It's going to get to the point where reading a lot of it's going to probably get very boring very quickly, but there might be key elements you could find and enjoy in it.
Yeah.
All right.
Or like an hour at a time here or there over the next 5 days.
So turning back around down the hall area, kind of figuring out where am I supposed to go, you feel a little tug at the back of your cape. And when you turn around and look down, there's a similar looking thing to the scroll, but this is a towel. And it just kind of grabs your hand and carries you over to one of the rooms, opens the door for you, and it just does this.
Oh, thanks, Towel.
You're a towel.
You're a towel. All right, so it's as you do that, it lets you in, and then it shuts the door for you. Your quarters are nice. You got a nice bed, silk sheets. You got your own little bar area with a similar thing where you can just tap the drink and it fills up. Pretty much anything and everything that Rollo needs to, enjoy himself is pretty much in here.
Oh, nice.
I mean, you're a man of simple tastes for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is perfect for you. It's like, it almost feels like you would feel if you were back at home, but way more fancy.
Nice. I just gotta take a minute to kind of walk around and be like, dude, this is like a pretty awesome room. Like I could live here. Like this is a pretty sweet place. And then kind of after kind of let it sink in for a minute, then I just kind of start relaxing and starting to read a book, and then I'll do my long rest.
Sure. Daenerys kind of walks up to Alinthi and looks at you and says, I'm going to get some rest. This whole place is really weird. I'm kind of with Krevlin. I feel like this is a dream, and I'm just ready to wake up. This place is making me nauseous. Yeah. And she
It's just a dream. Nothing's real. Next thing you're going to tell me that the person in charge is actually a dragon in real life, just transformed into a human form.
So essentially
all fake. All a dream.
Daenerys just kind of walks towards the thing, slides down the ladder. She's a rogue. She's not going to take the damn steps when she can go down the ladder. She goes down the ladder quickly, gracefully, and heads to her quarters based on where she was given. You don't see it from there unless you're in that area, so she's gone for the moment. Krevlin and Alinthi, what are you guys, and Jorvik, what are you guys doing currently?
Drinking.
Still drinking?
If everybody's starting to wander off onto their own, I'm gonna. The conversation we had earlier kind of got me intrigued, and I want to do a little bit of more research about the higher ranking devils and then see if I can find anything out about this ability of theirs.
Yeah, so you head down to you take the steps because you're you're fancy, and go down the steps, turn the corner, and as you do, you already know what you want, and you know like you're part of the. You're partially responsible for a lot of the magic in this place and a lot of the experimental stuff. So you know this place really well. As you're walking down there, a chair just comes sliding towards you and like basically perfectly level to where it stops right when you go to sit. And as you do that, multiple books start flying out from various areas in the library, and all of them just kind of fly towards you and put themselves in alphabetical order in front of you.
Okay.
And you just start doing your research. You can go ahead and make a couple of investigation checks as you're looking through these books for things.
Okay.
Well, I was a bit worried about the whole curse thing, this cursed eye that I have in one of my pockets, and then like it just some of the past things maybe coming up and haunting me, leaving the area. But I mean, since this is just a dream, we can do whatever we want. I'm not even worried about it anymore. I think I'm just gonna drink. I might even be immune from hangovers now. I'm gonna test the limits of that for sure.
Gremlin, I don't think this is a dream. I don't think that's how it works.
You say so. I'm just not worried about it.
How many drinks
I'm
would you
glad
say
you're not
you've had?
worried.
How many drinks would you say you've had, Gremlin?
I mean,
Free wine, like
he's conscious.
like 9 or 10.
Sure. Yeah, he's conscious still,
All
but
right. By your 10th one, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh dear.
oh man, let's see. Constitution saving throw. 14.
14. All right, so you kind of like burp a little bit, and a little bit comes up, but you're like you don't let anybody know that. You just quickly like swallow it back and just like yes, and just go back to drinking.
Are you sure you're okay?
It's definitely hitting you, but you're like a boss. You're
so
doing pretty
okay.
good so far.
I'm so okay.
I think I better keep an eye on you for a while.
Jorvik, what'd you get on your investigation check? Make two of them.
I got a 20 and a 24
for a while.
Okay. 20 and 24. So the one book that you're able to find on Devil Resilience, it is a skill that is only seen in that's only been seen in one known entity ever to that level, and you know this well enough because you've been actively campaigning against this and through this with Scala. This is a known ability of Azuldan, which is basically the king of hell. Only known entity to ever possess that type of resilience. So how something else that's on the material plane is showing signs of that, you're not quite sure how, because that breaks the entire fabric of what the creation of the world was ever made, is that gods cannot directly impact, they can only influence.
Okay.
So that's something that you kind of rabbit hole into to learn more of, and the only thing that you can find to be against something that's only existed with one entity and one time in history, and that entity is still technically resides in its plane, is that it's basically just push through it if you can. Anybody that would have succeeded on that would know, and it doesn't seem anybody technically ever has.
So basically, you just have to power through.
Yeah, there's not any kind of like what the fuck do we do button, at least not that you're discovering in this library with these readings. If you're ever lucky enough to get into Mikron's library, there might be better answers there, but this is the extent of what Scala has in her library.
Okay.
Alright, so this book over here, his name is Harold. And he was recently divorced from Sarah, and he started his own bakery. And see this one over here, this glass, is a villain. He's just the worst. And he just kills the mood because of his flat bottom, basically. And so And then you're listening, right, Auntie? This is important stuff. You have to pay attention.
I'm with
okay?
you.
Right here. Right here. Right here. This one right here. She's the one they met at the bakery, right?
Okay.
This is important stuff.
Yeah, make another
They met at the bakery.
make another Constitution saving throw.
6.
6.
Oh.
So the second time, well, more like the fifth time that you were about to say bakery, you start to slowly start passing out on the table.
This is the dream, the ship dream of limitless pleasure, the dream cruise of limitless. I'm sleepy.
Should we go find our rooms? Oh,
It's just a dream, so anywhere is fine. I'll just sleep here. It's just a dream, so I can sleep right here. It's fine. So good night.
okay.
As he lays his head down and passes out, Alinthi, you quickly see a flash, and it's almost like he disappears into himself and is gone.
What?
Krevlin, you're unconscious, but the opposite thing happens, and you're in a bed somewhere on the ship.
Oh, I was
Because
gonna.
this is all just a dream, so you just fall asleep at the table. Oh, you're in your beds. This isn't real.
So I don't know that he's in his bed. So I'm like,
Correct.
I'll snuggle down into my bed. Get into my bed. It's no problem. It's good dreams. And then don't worry, because like really, we're just gonna go kill Monroe, just like we're supposed to do.
Krevlin, this
It's
is like
no
the
big
most
deal.
comfortable bed you've ever laid in.
Way hey, the winds are howling. Way hey, the bard's still growling. Way hey, the sky wolf's growling. Early in the sky morn.
And out. So, and scene. So, Alinthi, you are shocked and you do not know what is happening. Your first instinct is he dead?
I go find the nearest ship.
Is your
worker. I was
instinct
like,
not
what?
he was right and this is a dream?
The
What
bartender,
happened to him?
the bartender's like looking at what's wrong?
He fell asleep and vanished.
Oh yeah, that's a thing that happens. If you fall asleep, it just automatically puts you in your bed.
So he's okay.
Yeah, he's fine. The only time that's not a thing is for people who either don't sleep, like automatons, or elves. Being an elf yourself, you probably know what I'm talking about. They don't disappear. They're just gonna kind of like go into their sentry mode or their focus mode and.
A trance.
Sure. Yeah. I'm not an elf. Don't really know a lot of elves. You seem like really nice people. You want anything to drink?
I think I'm.
That's
all
literally
set.
my only job.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sure. One more sparkling grape juice, please.
Oh, one more sparkling grape juice for
take
the
it to
road.
go.
Not driving, are you? I'm just joking. Pours it for you. Slides it over to you.
Okay, then I'm just gonna slowly back away and go find my room.
Sure. It's that way.
I didn't tell him that. I'm just doing it.
Oh, okay. That's fine. He's like, have a good night.
Night.
From the table. As you go down the staircase, you see Jorvik kind of just like whispering to himself. He's like, one of the things you notice is he's got glasses on. He like takes this off and puts on a different pair of glasses, and he's just like going through all the books. And it's like one of them he like takes it and kind of like moves an extra lens up, and then back down and just like whispering to himself and looking through a bunch of books and pulling up things, taking notes. You see the massive statue with the huge Viking-like entity with the golden fountain right in the center, and then just all kinds of enchanted objects just walking around and just doing what they need to do.
I just kind of look in bewilderment at all the enchanted objects and
Yep.
slowly, like, just be very mindful of my steps so I don't step on anyone. And
Yeah, this
So
is
try
the
and
most
find my room.
magic you've seen in one area, like in probably ever.
just just gonna go keep finding my room.
All right. You get to the you pass Jorvik, and you get over to the hallway and are also greeted by the same towel that comes up to you and grabs your hand, and
Oh, okay. Hello, towel.
it just kind of like looks at you like, and it opens the door for you and goes,
Oh,
It's like a
okay.
dream.
all right. So you walk in.
Thank you.
It just shuts the door behind you. So as you walk in, you're kind of like looking around, and you notice that a little bowl and kind of like a towel both just kind of like slide over towards you on a floating table for you to like kind of, you know.
I very apprehensively pick up the towel and shake it to see if it's sentient.
Doesn't seem to be. It just seems to be a towel.
Okay.
Is this
I'll
the
walk
same
up.
room I'm in?
No. You all have your own quarters. And as you're doing that, it's just kind of like, you know, to kind of, essentially, there's not, you don't actively see a bath. There probably is a bathhouse in here, but you don't see a bath, so it's kind of just to let you kind of, you know, get the, I don't know, the day's filth off
I
of your
make
skin.
a mental note to try and find the actual bath the
Sure.
next day, but I wash up the best I can.
Yep, so you wash up the best you can. The immediately as you like set the towel back down, any like dark or dirt or anything that you can see on the towel, it's almost like it just immediately prestidigitates itself and it's gone. And it just goes back into the bowl and the table flies off to the side. As that does, another thing opens and a robe flies out and like just floating in front of you to grab it if you wish.
What is happening?
And then as you like go to grab it, you step on the side of what's some type of like slipper, and it like freaks out for a second, like pushes your foot off, and then flattens itself.
I'm like hopping
Yep.
off, like, oh gosh.
It flattens itself and then slides itself. It kind of like starts using its little hands to back up onto your foot, and then it tucks its hands down inside of the shoe, and it seems to be a perfect fit.
I'm too freaked out. I don't want to. I kick him off. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I don't mean to offend.
As
but
you kick it off, it hits the side of the thing, and it's like,
I'm so sorry. You're just freaking me out a little bit. Can anything that is alive in here just stay still?
as you say that,
Please?
everything with legs and arms immediately stops and just falls on the tables or the floor.
Oh my
Killed
god.
them. You killed them all.
Did I kill them?
Murderer.
No. I didn't. Well, I'll ask. Are you?
No.
As you
You're
look
alive.
over at the slipper, there's like some blood coming out. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
You killed them all.
That would be terrible.
You open the coat, the closet, and the robe has hung itself with its own robe.
I was just thinking that.
No, it's just no longer interactive.
Okay, good.
You know that these are not actively sentient. It's some type of enchantment. They're not
Yeah.
making decisions for themselves. So
That was
you didn't kill
crazy.
anyone.
I want to go check on Krevlin and make sure he's okay in his bedroom.
Okay, as you go to like you're like, I'm gonna go check on Krevlin. You go to your door to open it, and as you open it, you're immediately in Krevlin's room.
What is happening on this ship?
He's passed out on the bed.
I'm just gonna walk over and just kind of peek at him.
Yep.
Just making sure he's okay and alive, breathing.
It's really dark in here, but as you get up there, it's like you see this like little orb of light go and fly over right in between two of you, where you can like just see each other's faces enough to be like, Krevlin.
I don't want to wake him up. I'm just looking at him.
Okay, he seems fine, drunk as shit.
Okay. And then I gently pat his head, and then I go back and I.
Through the
Back when I
clouds,
wanna-
we're staring.
So
way,
in sync,
hey.
as you turn around and leave, the globe leaves at the same like distance that you're walking away.
And then I want to go check on Rolo, make sure he's okay too.
All right, so you leaving?
Mhm.
All right, you go to open the door, and you're immediately in Rolo's room.
Are you asleep already, Rolo?
Rolo's
Has it been an hour?
yeah, Rolo's spread eagle, just
Okay, so
naked and
Ah.
dead as. I'm just joking.
Didn't need to see that.
I was not. I was snuggled up and deep in such the comfortable.
His
I'm
Goliath
not going-
wiener's just hanging off the side of the bed.
No.
Ugh.
Comfortable.
I
I was
don't even
comfortable,
want-
wrapped up in
There's
a
like
blanket.
a sentient towel trying to push it back up onto the bed.
Oh god. I don't even walk all the way into Rolo's room. I just
Garrus,
kinda,
we
like,
need the
peek
art
in
for
and make
this.
sure he's okay.
You're gonna have to give us the art for this. All right, so
And then I go back to my room finally to rest.
all right, so no, that you don't really see that. Rolo would be passed out at this point.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure all my friends are okay.
Yep. All right.
And okay, now I'm gonna go back to my room and rest.
All right, so you open the door, you're back in your room. Before you can even turn to shut the door, it's already shut itself for you. And the area that's like you thought before was perfect for a trance, there's like a globe like around that
Thank
area.
you. I guess I'll sit down here then.
Yep. All right, this is very comfortable. You're like
Fancy.
you trance so good.
The best trance.
Yep. It's like it is the best trance. All right. At this point, everybody's sleeping except for Jorvik. Jorvik, what do you? Anything else you want to research or do before you do your nightly duties and hit the hay?
I mean, that was about all I wanted to research was just the that ability. So if I got all I could out of that, then
Sure.
I'll probably just wind down for the night as well.
And you know that this particular day is the day that you get paid for your services, like your weekly pay. So as that happens, you see you've gotten kind of used to this, but you're also still kind of like thinking about what you've been reading and everything, and your new friends that you've met, and all of a sudden you see this bag of gold just start with little legs just start going running towards you, and it runs right
Direct
past
deposit. Nice.
it runs right past you, slams into a wall, and coins just scatter all over near your feet. And
Oh,
you're like,
no.
all right. And you like lean down to pick them up, and you collect 100 gold coins.
Direct deposit,
Alright.
that's good.
Nice.
You see about 5 other bags of gold just run past you and start going up the stairs. Like they're like helping, like one of them jumps up on a step and helps the other bag up, and they just start like tag teaming it all the way up the
It's
stairs.
like Rolo's not down there. He's chasing him.
Hey, you
So,
know, Ryan,
you said
Ryan, you could
100?
have just miracled those into his pocket.
Sure. It's more fun this way. What was
So
the
you said
question?
100?
100 gold coins added to what I had already given you.
Okay.
All right.
Got it.
At this point in time, all right. As you guys are all resting, sleep comes to some quicker than others, and as you are resting, Jorvik, at this point you would probably be asleep too. Alinthi, as you come out of your trance, it's been 4 hours. 4 hours into this point, you notice your door is open.
Oh,
And as it is, you see what looks like a tiefling walk by the opening of the door.
Canary?
It looks like Daenerys.
I call out.
No answer.
I get up and follow.
All right. As you start walking towards the door to walk towards her, you kind of go out the door, and as soon as you go out that door, you are immediately coming out the entrance of the top of the ship that you've been on before, like where you met Scala. And you see Daenerys kind of walking towards the edge of the ship where the captain is at.
I call
And
out
it-
again.
There's no response. As that happens, the captain looks over and says, "Hey, dearie, what's going on? Friend of yours?" He like looks over at you.
I'm following. I'm like, trying to catch up.
All right, is this a friend of yours?
Yes, Daenerys, what's going on? Why are you out here?
As you're asking her that, she's just kind of sitting there with her back to you, and just staring off into the distance of the of the dark sky.
Walk up to her slowly and I reach for her shoulder.
Okay, as you touch her shoulder, you are immediately, like, there's a flash in your eyes, and you immediately see it's some type of city. You're holding on to her. You're both sitting there. In the distance, there is a massive, just a massive red dragon that starts walking by and bashing through buildings. And then as that happens, you see lightning kind of shoot across and hit something. You see what looks like two individuals. One that looks like some type of he's wearing like greens and browns. Looks like some type of like druid. Is running by with these huge eagles following him. You're familiar with that because you yourself have been a druid. And you also see what looks like a very stout dwarf with just a huge axe running by in a mohawk. You notice a mohawk. And they run by, and as they do, a blue dragon and a black dragon come running by to go after them. And before they can do anything, that a very similar entity to that statue you saw slams down in front, craters the ground in front of them, and grabs both of them like by the heads and starts. You just hear like a trickle of electricity go by. It's weird. You can see this. It should be loud, but you're not hearing noise. You're just seeing visuals. It's almost like.
Can I speak?
You can speak.
Denari, what's happening? What are we seeing?
She's just kind of sits there, and as you kind of turn around to look at her, her eyes are just milked over, like they're just white. And as that happens, you see what looks like a giant axe come flying towards you, and right as it's about to hit, like you're panicking, like you're going to grabbing her to get her out of the way. As it does, and the axe is about to hit you, there's a flash, and you are now sitting here, and you see what looks like water about probably up to the thighs of the people that are treading in it. You see none of these entities are familiar to you, but what you see is two tieflings, female, an older one and a slightly younger one. You see what looks like a little goblin that basically has some kind of thing that's keeping him above the water. And you see a pretty well-dressed looking individual with like a black hat and kind of almost like a trench coat. And you haven't seen one of these in a long time. You see a tabaxi that is just kind of like in the area. The tabaxi seems like it's talking, but nobody's really listening to it. And you also notice that there's another well-dressed individual that's kind of like conversating with the one in the black trench coat, and they're just kind of talking back and forth. And there's this watered area. Well, that happens, and it flashes again. And now you are seeing the perspective of the two tieflings, the two female tieflings. One of them is further up than the other. And it looks like the younger one's further up, and the other one's further back. And that the one in the back starts to kind of walk towards the one in the front. And as it's happening, you see this shadow start to envelop behind the younger tiefling. And there's a flash once again, and you just see treasure as far as the eye can see. And it's just sitting there, and the shadow is just continuously engulfing. You see the other tiefling start to pick up speed running towards you. And as that happens, you see these almost like tendril-like tentacles almost start wrapping around the younger tiefling. And the older one grabs her blade out and jumps towards it. And as she's going towards it, it flashes again, and you're back on the ship, holding her. And as that happens, you see her. At this point, you notice your hands going up. You notice that Denari is starting to float up into the air.
I'm holding on to her. Denari, wake up! What is happening?
Like you're like holding her, like
What's
Denari.
the captain doing?
The captain's like, "What the hell? I'm gonna go get Lady Scala." He like turns around and runs.
Am I like holding her down?
Yeah, so you're holding her, but whatever this force is continuing to raise her up. And she is like ice cold to the touch, and
Denari, wake up!
And
I'm
she's
like pleading
she's
with
like
her.
shaking, like in midair, just kind of shaking. You start to notice that she starts to drip water, like she's wading water. And as you're like trying to pull her down again, you go like you put one good oomph of strength into it. And as you do, it almost like it gives way, and you pull her, and all of a sudden there's another flash. And as there is, you see a bunch of individuals walking into a city that you've never seen before. It's a quiet little quaint looking city. Homes all over the place. One thing that you notice almost before anything else is that there's a circus off to the side, and a lot of people are like running up to it and looking at it and going into it and enjoying it. you kind of look around for any indication of what you can possibly find, and you notice a sign that says Gloomdale. And as you're like looking at it, you're like, you kind of take note of it, Gloomdale. Like, you think to yourself, but you know you still got her, even though you can feel her, but you can't see her. You can just see this. And as that happens, you notice that there is this big, like, you start seeing like a bunch of kids yell and run, and like they're running from something. And as you turn, you see what looks like a massive, like, abomination of some sort that's holding all these manner of cookies, and all of them are like snapping and grabbing, and it's just chasing them down and throwing cookies at them, and they're all screaming and running from it. And as that happens, it flashes again, and you have her, and you fall to the ground with her. She is still ice cold to the touch. She is covered in water. Her eyes are still milked over. She is, best guess, she is comatose.
I don't even know what to do right now.
When you've seen this before, you've seen her eyes do this before, and it's a spell she uses called Augury. You've never seen it react like this. It's almost like she's in a permanent state of it.
I know that she seems kind of comatose, but I'm so like shocked and like shaken up from what has just happened. I'm like over her, like patting her face, like Daenerys, like wake up, please. Is there anybody else around other than the captain? I know the captain went to go get Scala.
At this point, you see this purple glimmer next to you, and this quick flash of purple energy, and Scala walks out and says, "What happened?" And she like leans down.
She was in some sort of trance. She was like augury, but different. She couldn't hear, and I tried to grab her, and all of these visions popped up into my head of different things. It's just all so much. I don't know what's wrong with her. Help her.
Scala like grabs the back of her head, lifts her up, kind of looks at her, closes her eyes for a minute. You see this kind of like green glow go down her arm, and then reverse back up her arm. And as it does, she says, "Whatever this is, it's something that she's gonna have to get through herself. There's nothing I can do.
You can do nothing.
There's nothing I can do."
Yeah.
I must go.
I've seen this before, but not for a very long time. She looks over at the door, or the entryway back down to the thing, and all of a sudden you see huffing and puffing. The captain comes running back up. "I got scholarship!" "Oh yeah, okay. Of course she's here already. Magic sucks." And he like walks towards the thing and starts kind of like, wipes the sweat off of his brow and starts tending to the ship again. She's like, "All I can tell you now, for now, Alenthi, is just focus. I know you don't need rest, but just focus on the task at hand. More will be revealed as it needs to. I will have her sent to the medical wing. She will have around-the-clock people watching her."
My friend is hurt, and all you can tell me is just focus. You can't give me any more information on what is happening, why this is happening.
Beyond the contrary, she is not hurt. Come with me. She she reaches her hand out to you. Do you grab it?
Yes.
Okay, as you do, and she's holding Daenerys, there's this purple glimmer. You flash through it. You end up back into the room that Daenerys was in. She lays her down. She basically does some type of hand swish, and the door flies open, and multiple gnomes come walking in and just kind of start tending to her. She basically looks at them and says, "Report any information to me on any changes. Also, I know he's sleeping right now, but please inform Jorvik when he is awake." And they're like, "Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am."
My friends said, "Please go wake them. They need to be here."
So at this point, she grabs your hand once again, flashes. You're back in the library. She goes, "Please have a seat." As she does the chair, like where you're at, and you're able to sit if you want.
I sit down and like I need to go tell Krevlin, and I need to tell Rolo what has happened.
In time. They need their rest. We will tell them shortly. I will start with you. So, have you ever heard of a Dreamwalker?
don't believe I have.
Make a history check.
Oh, I guess I would.
We'll find out.
I guess we will. Ooh. 14.
14. So you've heard the term, but you don't really recall what it means. Just sounds like some type of fairy tale you were told as a kid. So she says, a dreamwalker. When the world was created, it was created on a single fabric of time, so you would say. Everything was meant to be and meant to go on one path. But things changed. The creators, lack of a better term, got bored. So they started messing with that fabric. You know that a rope is merely just many small tendrils of fabric tied together in very tight knots until you have a rope. Think of it like that. And one after another, after another, after another, after another. New fabric, new fabric, new fabric, new fabric. But the rope itself became weaker and weaker and weaker. Well, a dreamwalker is an individual who has the ability to walk between those fabrics. Now, they belong in their own fabric. So when this happens, they are not in control of their own body and their own fabric of time. But Daenerys is fully awake and aware of the time that she's in.
You're saying Daenerys is a dreamwalker?
I'm saying that you and your friends and Daenerys are all dreamwalkers. Have you ever had a flashback that seemed so real you were there? Or a
Yes.
dream that wasn't a dream because you were wide awake?
Yes. My friends and I often have the same dreams.
Yes, that is dreamwalking, but it is more of... It is less that you're in control of. Therefore, it comes at you more like a memory than it does as a actual fact or actual thing that happened. But indeed, there are ways to control it. And when you can, you have to decide at that point in time. With power like that, the character that you will become, good or bad, it will change the world.
So, you're saying that we can walk between different planes? What's the word that you use?
Planes is a simplified aspect of what I'm saying.
Fabrics? We can walk between different ones?
Anibara?
How?
Multiverse.
Well, so how do I know if
Multiple
I'm in the one that
universes.
I'm meant to be in?
Multiple universes constantly constricting with one another, constantly waving past one another, pulling you from one fabric to the next because the fabrics have been pulled apart.
Okay.
What I am trying to do is put the rope back together. But in order to do that, I need people such as yourself to do so. Now, this next part, I know you're not going to like to hear. And all I can tell you is sorry. But I have known of you and your abilities for quite some time. I have known where you would end up and where you would be in that fabric of time. But in other fabrics of time, there are some where you are lost, there are others where you are dead. But when they are all together, only then can it truly be in existence. As right now, it is just many shattered memories fighting each other to be the main one. Now, with that being said, I was aware that Krevlin is capable of it. I was aware that Rollo is capable of it. Rollo has felt, I'm sure, many times that he has talked to his goddess. The problem is, he has talked to his goddess, but he has talked to his goddess in multiple fabrics of time. Not all of them are good. Jorvik is aware of this. He tends to help me stay sane with it. He's very good, as I said, explosions. Anytime that we try to control these fabrics, I don't have the necessary components to do so because they existed long before this time and have otherwise been forgotten. The last known one existed 100 years ago. Now, finding that fabric that 100 years back is possible, but only Dreamwalkers can travel it.
And you, or no one on your ship is a Dreamwalker.
No, Dreamwalkers are very rare.
How did 4 Dreamwalkers happen to find each other? And they're very rare, and we've been... That seems so unlikely.
When the fabric was solid, there laid a ley line upon each part of the rope. She's saying this like in layman's terms, because if she explains this magically, it's going to confuse the shit out of you. So she...
Consider me confused.
Yeah, she explains to you that, imagine a rope, if you will. Multiple points of weakness where it breaks first. The fabrics are removed one at a time. It breaks, it breaks, it breaks, it's broken. A Dreamwalker is somebody who was standing on the ley line of fabric upon when it broke. So parts of them exist in all fabrics of time. Now,
So you only exist in one fabric, meanwhile I exist in multiple.
correct. And I am talking to you in one of the many that you exist in.
Okay.
I have learned to control it in certain ways, but it is still highly unpredictable.
How, if you aren't a Dreamwalker, do you know others that you've done experiments on?
There are others. They are not here.
What has happened to them?
Right about now, again, I understand you might judge me, and that's fine. Right now, they are currently doing a little errand for a demon that I have been working with to get a little bit of power that I need, a little bit of information that I need. Now, understand, I have no interest in working with demons. I think of it more like I'm using demons. But they're running a little errand, putting some demons back in a hole where they belong. They get paid. Nobody gets hurt. Dalton's assured me nobody's going to get hurt. He's keeping an eye on things. Other than that, he's kind of a douchebag. But he's keeping an eye on things.
So you're not hurting the Dreamwalkers?
Dreamwalkers, when one fabric dies, a new one simply picks up.
But what about the one that died?
It is gone. But understand, when the rope is back together, that one fabric can regrow into a permanent memory.
That still doesn't seem right. That was a life that you took away.
I think it's time to wake your friends.
I think so. They definitely need to know this.
Alright, so, she kind of hits you with something and there's a purple gate, the door opens. It's really weird. The door opens, it's wider, there's 3 doorways, and one of them is Krevlin's room, one of them is Roller's room, and one of them Daenerys passed out in. And you can go through any one of them you want, each at a time.
I run in and I wake up Rollo. Just kind of, Rollo, wake up, wake up.
What's going on?
Hey, just wake up and go out that door and sit with Scala while I go get Krevlin.
Do I need to get my weapons and stuff on, or what?
No, don't be alarmed. Just
as soon as you sit up and do I need to get my stuff, all your armor just starts flying onto you and hooking itself to you, and the axe
you have
hits
to
you
be
back.
careful what you ask for. The things will just do them by themselves.
I definitely do not want a hot fudge sundae.
Okay.
Okay, so go sit with Scala while I go get Krevlin.
Alright.
Then I go and get Krevlin.
Yep, that's
wake
fine.
up, Krevlin.
Okay.
Wake up. Yes, you have to wake up. There's some important news.
Krevlin, give me a Constitution saving throw as you get up to see how bad your hangover is.
God, why'd you have to drink so much?
Jorvik, you would definitely be getting up for the day, picking out your clothing, brushing your teeth, doing all your morning routines.
Okay.
11?
7.
7?
7.
You feel like absolute shit.
I asked the bowl of
No,
water
you
if it could dump the water on him real quick and wake him up.
No.
I'm
No.
sorry. This is important. You have to be
No.
aware, cognizant.
Don't have to be. It's not.
Yes, you're not going to believe what Scarlet just told me. Daenerys in trouble.
Didn't hear it. Oh, why do you have to say that? I guess I have to get up now.
Yes,
I have
please
been
hurry.
betrayed.
Please.
Not by wine, never by wine, but by my own hubris.
Wine hangovers are the worst. Alright?
Last night I made passionate speeches to the sails. I kissed the helm for luck. I may have proposed to a particularly fragrant wheel of cheese, and now my skull has been replaced with a maraca.
Krevlin, you know I
My
love your
mouth
antics, but
tastes
there's no
like
time for the
regret
dramatics.
and raisins. I cannot.
Come on, there's no time for the dramatics. We have
I
to.
believe I have insulted a member of the crew's grandmother and fluent celestial.
Okay, I'm like kind of pulling
You're like
him along
this
with me.
close to having a level of exhaustion. It's real bad.
I'm gonna drape myself over a barrel.
The barrel
Oh,
sprouts.
this-
The barrel
my li-
sprouts
My
feet.
liver trembles and my vision swims, and yet I remain fabulous.
The barrel starts walking for you as you're slanted over on it, following
Oh, see,
Olynthe.
this is perfect. Yes, follow Olynthe, Barrel.
As this happens,
I
the,
accept no responsibility for anything I said, did, implied, summoned, or attempted to marry after Glass 7.
as the armoire slams open, your pocket cloak flies out, looks one direction, looks the other one, sees you, and flies towards you like Doctor Strange's
Perfect.
cowl, and just
See, this is perfect. I'm going to put my hand out and say, coffee! Coffee.
Tiny.
nothing happens.
We can ask Scala when we get to her. Just come.
All right, so you guys get back to the area that Scala and is waiting. Jorvik is also sitting in a chair next to her now, well aware of probably majority of the shit you guys have been dealing with and seeing. Seems to be pretty well informed. Yeah, as you get to that, she goes, "Friends, I hope you slept well, or some more than others." She looks over at Krevlin.
I slipped completely and totally. I'm here, and I wanted. Why?
Do you have coffee on this ship?
Coffee.
Absolutely.
Can he have some, please?
Yes.
It's
Yes.
Oh, it's already on its way.
For hips.
As
Hips some wine.
As that's happening, she looks over at Jorvik. She looks over at Jorvik and kind of smirks. Both of them duck their heads together, and a hot fudge sundae slams into Rolo's face, and a coffee slams into Krevlin's chest and splashes up a little bit. Singes you just a little bit, but is otherwise good. Rolo, you're just fabulous. Just taking the hot fudge
I'm sorry
sundae.
to not like this Scala
and eating
lady
it.
and her enchantments. That's just rude.
She's like, sorry about that.
Smack me in the
Jovik's
face.
Jovik's still working on that one. It's a timing thing. We need to get the timing down. It's supposed to be ask for coffee, get it, not ask for coffee, coffee surprise. So, all right. So she explains to you a lot of the stuff that she said to Olynthe, which you guys heard. She kind of reiterates it. And you can ask questions about any of the bits and pieces you have. I'm not going to rehash the whole thing verbatim, but you can ask questions about any of the things you might have
I
questions on.
tell them what I saw, what happened with Daenerys, and how she's in a comatose state, and I try my best to explain the details of all of the visions, but I'm still really heightened senses, very shaken, so I'm probably miss a few details.
Okay. Yeah, Daenerys is not joining you. She's still unconscious in her room.
Wait, so she's not okay?
She's
Lady,
done-
is she gonna be okay?
She's gonna be fine. I
She
have
can't
people.
do anything for
I have
her.
people tending to her. She is not currently in this fabric of time.
We're all
But this
dreamwalkers.
is just a dream, like I said.
Fabric
This
of
is what I said.
time.
I don't know how I
mean, Krevlin,
don't know how I...
you're not wrong.
So
But-
she's in a different reality right now, and that's why she likes this in this reality.
Yes. Yeah, I see.
So
I need to
Multiple
switch to a reality
pieces.
where I don't have a hangover.
Multiple pieces, all capable of being full, only one sentient at a time.
So, say there's 100. There's 100 Daenerys lying flat in a comatose state, and one is sentient. Have we all done this?
At some point in time, you would have done this, yes. Let me ask you this. Have any of you ever felt what might feel like a gust of wind?
Yes.
I feel the gust of wind.
Generally, when you feel a gust of wind, especially when one does not belong, that is generally somebody's fabric realigning itself, coming back to the timeline that they might be in. Now, I can tell you, this particular tear happened at a very specific point in history. 200 years
The one
ago.
that Daenerys in.
The one that Daenerys is currently in, possibly. She might have jumped to another. When you're not fully in control of it, you do not have any way of knowing what timeline you're going to.
So
That
what
is-
tear are you speaking of right now?
What? I'm sorry?
What tear are you speaking of right now?
So what I'm saying is, the timelines, the tear that happened specifically was when an entity known only as the World Eater essentially fought the heroes known as the Fang Gang. When doing so, there was a miscalculation. It was tragic. When this happened, the fabric tore. We were able to seal the cosmic beings that have remained in their seals ever since. But a fabric of time was lost that day. The 5 heroes that stopped the dragon, no one ever saw them again. We believe the tear, the source of the tear, is in a city in Arcania known as Gloomdale. Everything started there.
I saw that in my vision.
Yes. And other Dreamwalkers that I've mentioned are well aware of it. In fact, they hold a very precious artifact that one of the individuals of the Thing Gang once yielded, known as Capithist. He's a bit of a handful, and I don't just mean that because he's a two-handed weapon, but he... Well, I digress. It's, we will not go into it. That is a story for another time. We're talking about this one. When that fabric tore, I was incapable of keeping it together. Primarily because the part of me that would have been able to was long gone. Because I willingly gave it up to live amongst my creation, not to be controlling my creation.
Your creation, what does that mean?
When the world was created, you'll know how the world was made. When the world was created, there were 5 cosmic dragons that created it. There was red, blue, black, white, red, and green. She's trying to. I'm trying to remember the exact. What each. I can't remember off the top of my head what each one created.
Dodge, dip, duck, dodge.
Dodge.
You said red.
Hey, this is a lot of information, man, that I don't have written down. So
Oh, it's so much.
I'd say I'm doing.
Dodgeball reference.
I'd say I'm doing pretty damn good. All right, so.
Dodgeball
Yeah.
reference.
Yeah, so blue,
Right.
green, red,
Wow.
white, and black. So, yeah. And I
And red.
said red. I was the green.
You were a dragon.
I was your creator. Well, one of them.
Come on.
What? So how do you deal? So the goddess of balance, Asya, that I follow, how do you come into play with her?
Goddesses and gods are necessary for many things. People are able to key into them. Their faith alone gives them power. But Rolo, being a Dreamwalker, you are far more powerful than you could ever possibly imagine. The focus and the power
you have the power
get.
to instantly end a hangover.
The god, she snaps her finger and your hangover's gone. The
Oh, thank.
The fabric... She casts Lesser Restoration on you. The fabric of time is a very fickle matter. You... Talking to your goddess could be one of another timeline entirely. When you've talked to your goddess, have you ever felt like you were pulled out of where you were and somewhere else? Possibly a dark area or something where you could not make out the area around you.
Yeah, it's like every time.
So what's happening is you're being pulled out of your own timeline into a different fabric of time. And when that happens, you're getting information you may seek, but you're not getting it from the same one of the fabric that you currently reside in, that your physical sentience resides in.
So are there like a bunch of different Rolos, and I'm just like one of a bunch of different
Yes,
Rolos?
there are good Rolos, bad Rolos, magic Rolos, fighter
Am I the
Rolos.
coolest of the Rolos, though? Am I the coolest?
We'll say sure.
Okay.
You're certainly the one that I'm stuck with here, so you must be. See, being that I am not a Dreamwalker and that I have given up my cosmic powers, I cannot do what you do. So being your creator, you have a power that I do not.
Oh.
And now what we need to do is hone that power so that you can control it. Now, Jorvik and I have been working on this for a long time. We have some theories. Yes, Jorvik, we have some theories that we would like to try. Now, I promise none of them are dangerous.
Did you promise that to the other Dreamwalkers that are now dead?
No Dreamwalker that I've ever interacted with has died. That is a promise. Some of them have disappeared, but they turn up after a while. Jorvik is very good. So when a fabric is not aligned properly, there is what's known as feedback, or in layman's terms, a massive explosion. When that happens, the fabric can tend to be a little bit more torn. It's certainly easy to... Well, I shouldn't say easy. It's certainly capable of being put back together. But Jorvik is here to make sure that the people around us do not succumb to those explosions. He's quite good at sensing them, and he's quite good at stopping them. So, I know this is a lot, and I apologize that Prava was not able to tell you this sooner. But she
Prava knew?
Prava knows. The reason why they cannot find the son of the king is because he resides in a different fabric of time. The one they search for is in a different fabric of time. But understand, the demons and the devils both know of this tear, which is why they are able to break the rules when they see fit. From one strand to the next, the rules change. They change with it. And if you both align on the same fabric, you will interact with them. You will fight them. You will feel their dread, their power. I know that you met and fought the mouth of Azul'dan. I know you have met the eye of Azul'dan. That leaves one thing to remain, which is the darkness of Azul'dan, which I do not know if you have interacted with yet. I will tell you that it is...
Maybe.
Not something you want to tango with, so to speak.
Does he have a yellow eye?
Azul'dan, there are instances of the only visual given of him is a yellow eye, yes.
I'm cursed by a yellow eye.
Really?
See? I'm going to reach into my pocket, and I'm going to show her the yellow eye.
I back away.
As you reach in, she goes...
Cursed.
She looks at it, she goes,
Don't touch it.
Where did you find that?
I was in a cave with some kids that we rescued, and it won't leave us alone now. It follows us everywhere.
She,
Makes people angry and irrational.
Me and Olympi touched it, and now it's like following us, and it's not nice. We don't like it.
Okay, she's like, please, very carefully hand that to me.
Sure.
Jorvik, as he tosses it to her, she grabs it. There is a familiar flash of energy. Everybody's hair starts to kind of like sway backwards. And there's this explosion that emanates from it and starts to spread. And as it does, Jorvik's eyes kind of glow with the explosion. And there's these shields that form around all of you as the explosion just blasts through this area. everything that's not organic in the immediate area is just singed. One of the scrolls that ran by that had some stuff in its hands, it just gets singed and the stuff just falls to the ground. And then
happening?
the explosion. She's like, Javik, these are getting stronger.
Did you just stop it? Is it off of us now?
She takes it and hands it back to you. The curse is gone, but I would not stray far from that. That is a key.
Oh, nice.
So if I touch it, I
I'll
won't
put it
turn
in
into
one of my
a
pockets.
raging mean girl.
No, it's back on this fabric of time.
Cool.
Before it was in another. But you don't want to go to that
Just gonna put it
one
in my
because
pocket.
in order to go to that fabric of time, you would need to be dead. So, all right. She it's all very
What do
confusing.
you know about what do you know about this guy Ukathar? I've heard of him.
Jorvik, Ukathar, make a history check, Jorvik.
Oh, that one.
Uh-oh.
Eight altogether.
It's too bad you're not a halfling, because then you could re-roll that shit. Oh, you have lucky.
He's a gnome.
I do have lucky.
Re-roll it.
Yeah, give me a second. Let me.
This is definitely an instance to re-roll that.
Yeah, let me go ahead and use a luck point. And I'm gonna re-roll my history check.
Sure.
10.
It's coming back a little bit.
Oh, 10 total?
Yeah,
So, what is
that's
like,
with a +7.
So you got a 3. Okay, so, well, yeah, 3's better, sure. So, yeah, the name sounds familiar, but you know that it tends to reside more with devil than demon, but you
Okay.
don't know the exact source of it to be the exact same devil that you guys have been working against.
Am I gonna get another long rest soon?
Well, you would have already had a long rest, so if you didn't do it,
Well,
you
no,
would-
I mean another one soon because I know we're still like 4 days.
yeah. So
out.
you guys still have 4 days. So you're going to be able to long rest. If your character, if you want to be like, hey, I'm not doing anything else today anymore, I'm just going to go to bed. You can do that at any time.
Okay, so I still have 2 more luck points, so I could use another luck point and roll again.
So you can't use a luck point more than once on one thing.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
at that point, it's established that you don't know it. So now you could always learn it and then maybe get advantage on another check if you have to recall it again later down the road. But generally, once
Okay.
you fail the second time with luck, it's one of those things where that's just the knowledge you remember.
Okay, I got
So yeah. So yeah. So she says, "All right. He's more of that's more his style. I'm handling more of the demon side of things, and he's been more involved on the devil. You see, both of them have their uses, but both of them are actively trying to kill each other and everyone in between. However, I'm going to tell you another thing that I do not want this to deter you. When the fabrics were ripped and the seals were essentially broken, there is a failsafe that has been created to keep our rope tight. That failsafe is constantly jumping between these fabrics, trying to pull people back to their own timelines. Now understand, if this entity was to find you and your friends as dreamwalkers and pull you to a fabric of time that you originated, you would die.
Like all together, or just in the one that we got?
Every form of you would die. This entity was known as many names. A lot of people called it the Lantern Keeper. But it is able to go between the fabrics of time itself and pull people back to their own timeline. It is constantly searching for dreamwalkers. However, people such as myself, well, I don't know why I'm saying that. I'm about the only one who can do it. There is another. She's bitch. But I can do it. But there's another known as Baba Yaga. She is powerful enough to do it as well. Still don't know why we made her. The Black Dragon thought it would be cool. So, she's just a pain in my ass, I'm sorry. She is the only other person that can manipulate the fabric in which she is currently in. She cannot walk like you can. Or like your friends. But, we've been...
Ding, ding, ding.
Jorvik and I have been... yeah, that just means that we've passed another checkpoint. Jorvik and myself have been working on a very special invention that not only allows him to walk between times himself, but you see, when you are not a dream walker and you try to walk across the fabric, there is an explosion that kills you. But Jorvik is an explosive expert, the best I've ever seen. So we believe the theory that if we can create the science to push him across the fabric, he could survive the explosion. Isn't that right, Jorvik? You can sound however you want, but you definitely don't look as confident as she is.
Yes.
Great. So, like I said, he's good with explosions. You saw. Everybody saw what he did.
I mean, he just came out of a door where we heard an explosion. We didn't really see anything.
Yes, that was the last experiment we tried with what we were trying to do was have him skip through a fabric and end up right next to us. It befuffled a little bit, but no one was hurt. Jorvik's fine. Aren't you, Jorvik?
Yes.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes, see? Clean as a whistle. Alright, so. Now.
It's exciting.
What I need from...
Which of my mirror selves is the most fabulous?
The most
what?
fabulous?
Fabulous.
Oh,
fabulous.
Krevin, I don't think it's any question that you are by far the most fabulous Krevin amongst all the Krevins.
I knew that's what you'd say. Just wanted to make sure. You check in.
Absolutely. So, at this point, these plates of breakfast start sliding across the table. Hungry? Anyone?
I don't know if I could eat after learning all.
So hungry, I need to.
Your food is especially greasy.
Breakfast?
Your food is especially
Nice greasy breakfast?
Yep.
Hell yes, that's what I need.
Now,
Again, I'm not responsible for anything I see after drink 7.
what I
And I'm
need
sorry.
from you and your friends is quite simple. I need you to not only do some tasks for me, which you will be well compensated. When you've been around as long as I have, money holds no true value to me. But to you, it may. However, there are many people across... Living for 200 years, there's many people across this world that owe me favors. So any continent you go to, anything that we need to do, I will present you this. Jorvik? She hands her hand out to you. You kind of reach into your pouch and hand her a... it's a little ledger as well as a little medallion. She goes, now, this right here. She hands you the ledger lengthy. This is the names and information of everybody that owes me a favor. So if you're in they are ordered by city and alphabetical order. If somebody's name is in that, you show them this medallion, they will know that they owe me a favor. And in doing so, you will be able to cash that in if it is meant to achieve your goal. Now, as much as I love him here, and she kind of just smiles towards Jorvik and kind of gives him gives his little coat a little tussle. He is going to go with you and your friends, not only to help keep you alive, but if for any moment that a fabric of time happens to be crossed and you somehow are able to manipulate it, there will be an explosion. And he will need to be there to make sure that that explosion does not kill you. Alright? Perfect. Now, you will more than likely know that this is happening. There are two key elements. There is usually a gust of wind somewhere nearby where this is going to happen. And Jorvik is pretty well keened into knowing when this is going to happen. It's like a sixth sense that he gets with these things. And, yes, as long as you're near him, he will be able to protect you. Isn't that right, Jorvik?
Sure thing.
Look at that confidence. You can't buy confidence like that. You can't. I tried. So, now, I know you have a lot of questions, and trust me, I have a lot of answers. Daenerys will be back. Do not fret. She is merely in another time, and she is not connecting the fibers. Therefore, there's no explosion. She will be fine. There's no reason to keep an eye on her, even though I have some people doing it. When it is ready, she will simply revert back. If that instant she is in dies, she will always revert back to her primary sentience.
Is this her primary?
Her primary is here. All
This is
Dreamwalker's
our
primary is here, because this is the original timeline, where the fabric broke.
Okay.
Is this the timeline that I was born in, or did I switch? Where am I from?
Well, Krevlin, your sentience resides here. But we call them echoes. Your echoes reside in multiple fabrics, but only one is the real Krevlin. And that is you.
So is the Feywild part of this? Or is that different?
The
I was born
Feywild.
in-
The Feywild is still very much of existence. It is a plane. Planes exist.
I was born
here.
there, but I didn't grow up there.
That's fair. But a plane is those still exist. There's just a couple hundred of them now. But a couple hundred Feywilds. Now,
It's too many Feywilds.
I
I tend
to
haven't been
agree.
since I was a baby.
Now, again, I understand this is a lot of information, but it was time we told you. We can no longer keep this from you. You've done a very good job of not only helping us with this conflict, but we have recently found out that some people we thought we could trust, we could not. Such as Navarre. The Devil's...
He's like Isildan himself, so no, don't trust him.
He is essentially an echo of Azuldan. Yes.
Yeah, he's as bad as it gets.
Yeah, I heard he sucks.
That's the rumor. So...
Hey, I got to beat the crap out of him. It was really fun.
Oh, good.
He like turned into this weird thing and then went underground.
Yeah, he turns
It was
into
fun.
that gold ball. It's so weird, and then he just digs his way like a just.
It kind of sucked, but it was kind of like,
Yeah, I've seen it.
sweet revenge, because I don't like him. He was kind of a douche from the moment I met him. Kind of one of those stuff. You just meet people in life, and you're just like, you know what, this
He
guy's
called me a
douche.
pet.
Yeah.
First
He
time I met
did
him, he called me
not.
a pet.
He
Who's
did
mean
not.
to Krevlin? Krevlin's like the nicest guy in the world. Like,
He
who's mean to
did
Krevlin?
not.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to roll a dice. I was...
That is insulting. Oh, I'm sorry that happened to you, Krevlin.
Thank you. It was very kind of you to say.
Now, questions. I'm sure you have plenty.
I do. My head is still kind of reeling from all of this. But
Acceptable.
was there a certain reason or maybe catalyst that what happened to Daenerys happened right now? Did something cause it, or did it just happen
That is a
randomly?
very good question. So, have you ever heard of a thing called Devil's Sight?
Yes.
When devils were created, they were created by the original, which is Azuldan. Now, that does not mean that every devil that's created is equal to his corruption, to his evil. Oh, no, no, no. Just as I did, you can make the decision for yourself to do what is right. Instead of ruling you as my creation, I wanted to live amongst you and watch you grow and prosper. But when I failed to save the people that saved me, that gave me a chance to do that, that is my biggest regret. And if it takes 100 more years, I'm going to undo it. And you and your friends are going to help me. Because if we do not, and the devils or the demons get a hold of the fabrics before we put it back together, we are all doomed.
So what was the reason that happened to Daenerys right now?
The reason is Devil's Sight. So when an Echo of Azuldan is aware of something happening in any of the fabrics of time, all devils are aware of it.
Okay.
Now, the reason why it happens this way is because each fabric is coming at them at a random interval. There's no way to put them together because they can't control it. That is what Jorvik and I have been working on. We are working on a way to control it. And I think, Jorvik, I think we might have an idea. Now, 100 years ago existed an item called a Dreamstone. We need that stone. Now, please allow me to finish before you start shaking your head no or anything else. Jorvik and I are close, very close to thinking that we might be able, temporarily of course, send somebody back in time. And if we can, we haven't been able to get it past 100 years, and unfortunately, most of the times that this has happened, there has been an explosion. Jorvik handled it. There was only one person with third-degree burns, but they did not die. And Jorvik was very tired that day. It was like the fourth one we did. He was very tired. So, he needed a long rest. Now, if we can get this stone, the possibilities of what Jorvik and I could do could be endless. We could create a catalyst. We could create a system that allows you to, at any time, allow you to pull yourself to a specific timeline that you see fit. Now, understand, Dunamancy is very chaotic magic. It may only allow us to send you at certain points in time, but if we can find a centralized point, we might be able to wait long enough to do anything we need to from one day to the next. And being a master of time myself, I should be able to keep you safe enough through that fabric, and Jorvik will be with you. He will be able to get to know my instruction, and if there is an explosion, he will be able to protect you. Now, how does that sound?
Yes. I'll
Perfect.
take yes.
Great.
Let's do it.
All right.
Woo.
I'm so glad to hear that. Because we do have a trial coming
All of
up.
us.
We do have a trial coming up in about 5 days that we'd like to try to do.
Let's do it. Woo! I volunteer all of us. Let's go. All of us. Whoop,
No.
whoop.
Now understand,
Lynn.
it will be very dangerous, and it will be very volatile.
You see what you've done, Krevlin?
But once we have
Wait.
this stone, Jorvik, I feel we're fairly confident that that is one of the main catalysts we need in order to craft. I don't know what would you call it? A time machine?
Yes.
An item capable of allowing you to cross between fabrics untarnished. Now, I told you there was going to be no more secrets, and I meant it. So, please, follow me. She gets up, and she, waves her hands, and this purple gate opens, and she walks through it. It looks like the deck of the ship.
Do I have that mug that makes more wine when I
Yeah,
tap it?
you have a wine glass that makes more wine when you tap it.
Can I drink it?
Yep.
I don't think you
Hell
need more
yes.
A
wine.
little bit of morning wine? Hell yeah.
Hey.
Breakfast wine?
Hey, Anthony, I just
What
need
if
a
we
morning
called
wine.
it
Listen,
a
she
time
just said-
step? Like Misty Step,
Yeah, there you
but
go.
through time instead?
Yeah. Time step.
She just told us this is all just a dream. It's fine.
This is not a dream. It means we can walk into other lives that are like dreams.
Perfect.
That are like
Let's do
dreams.
it.
It doesn't mean they're dreams.
All right. So,
Let's do
Um,
it.
So I have a question.
yes.
Am I gonna
So excited, let's go.
Am I gonna be like a Rolo, in other worlds? Is that like what we're doing here? Is
No. So what?
figure out what you need us to do?
So that is a great question, Rolo. I'm not really sure why nobody has asked it until now. But so what I need you to do We believe the stone is in the possession of an individual named Melkor. Melkor. We believe that he is an individual that has this Dreamstone as a prized possession. Now understand, he will not give it up easily unless you have all the money in the world, and then he still may not, because he values treasure more than anything you could possibly imagine. Now,
The dragon?
no, but he is he's long been since been dead, but him and I shared quite a unique friendship. I mean, nothing physical, but he, being, although a very huge hoarder of treasure, he always enjoyed the significance of it. He was more interested in the history than the treasure. Does that make sense? Like, he could have a sword that looks like shit, but that was slayed a dragon once upon a time. If the history was rich, he wanted it. So, of course, him and I became quick friends.
So it's a heist.
More or less. I know him well enough to know that I can give you the layout of his home, exactly what you will need to do, and exactly what you will need to say in a situation if you are to get caught. Now remember what I said. If you die outside your own fabric, as your sentience, you die. There is no coming back. And you will be lost in time forever. If you manage to be revived, you will be revived 100 years from now, and that will be your new timeline. We do not yet know how to stop
You die in a dream, you die for real.
You wake up dead! Alright, so...
Is this Melkor someone that would possibly owe Scala a favor?
So, Melkor probably owes Scala lots of favors, but in that timeline, it's going to be a different fabric. So, he's still going to know Scala, and he's still going to be friends with Scala, but Scala herself will not be in that timeline because her sentience is here.
Okay, so her medallion wouldn't earn us any sway with it.
Correct. Yeah, your medallion will not work in another time, in another fabric of time. It'll only work in this fabric.
Okay.
So she's about to send us to a fabric of time to get this time stone?
She is going to... They are going to use... Her and Jorvik are going to use what abilities they have to shoot you through time. She's going to try to keep...
back in time.
She's going to try to keep the fabric steady while you're on it, and Jorvik is going to be there in case there's any explosions. So if any fabrics cross over where they're not supposed to, he will be there to control the explosion.
So right now,
Glad
we're
to
about
hear,
to go
buddy.
back in time.
You're going to go back in time.
Bring me out.
Right
well,
now.
I mean, when you get to Arcania, not right now.
Okay, I thought she opened some purple door
No,
or
that's
something.
Dimension
That was
Door.
when she called everyone else in.
Yeah, that's Dimension
Okay.
Door. She can do that like 9 more times. So, technically more than that, because she doesn't follow the same rules as you guys do, because even though she's no longer a cosmic being, she's extremely powerful. There's only 2 other people that are probably even close to her power level, and that's going to be Baba Yaga, which we mentioned a little bit ago, and the Bright Queen, which is in Rivermere. She is basically one of the most powerful ancients. Not as powerful as Tasmith Orlandus, who died 200 years ago, but I'm sorry, longer than that, 400 years ago. But powerful enough that it's close. Like she can almost control reality itself. So, oh, passed another checkpoint. So,
Yes, the checkpoint.
game saved. All right, so now. Jorvik and I are still kind of working on like coordination. We're gonna get you. The plan is to get you near the mansion, but not in it, because that would just be a little weird and bring far too much attention. So, however, the day that I'm going to try to send you to, and we'll discuss this more before we do it. The day I'm going to try to send you to was a costume party. So everyone will be given costumes, and your faces must be covered, as it is a masquerade party of sorts. More colorful than traditional masquerade. More passion, more uniqueness, originality to the costumes, not just masks and black and whites. So, I do have.
Whatever will I do? Oh, I don't even know how I'll blend in.
I do have a rather. I don't like to brag, but I do have a rather great collection of costumes over the last 200 years that you are more than welcome to look at. Jorvik will show you my wardrobe when we're done here. Understand, this is still 5 days from now. We need to get you established in Arcania. We need to get you... Montage. Cue the 80s music. Alright, so we need to get you back to Arcania, settled. I need to check in with Dalton, who is going to see how our other Dreamwalkers are doing on their little seek and destroy mission. Yes. And when the Dreamstone is ours, we will be able to use some of it to allow Jorvik the ability to dreamwalk. Or, scientifically, of course. And we will also allow me to create something that we could use to potentially control when and where of the fabric you're on and where you're going. So, 100 years from now, anywhere you want 100 years from now, or anywhere you want 200 years from now. It just, the possibilities could be endless. But we have to have that stone.
Got it. So basically you're sending a peacock into a hall of mirrors. Got it. Let's do it. I'm ready.
Absolutely. That is a great analogy. In 200 years,
Oh my gosh.
that might be the best one I've heard. All right. For now, I've told you, enjoy yourselves. Jorvik can answer most of the questions you will have. If not, he can retrieve me. Your friend will be fine. She will hopefully be back in tip-top shape before we land. But if not, well, we'll just have to wait. There's no forcing somebody out, at least not yet. And if you do force them out, there is an explosion. But the problem is, the explosion's on their side, not ours. So Jorvik can't do shit about it. He has to be on the fabric and where the tear is when the explosion happens.
Let's do it then.
Now, the reason why there are not more Dreamwalkers is because they did not survive the explosion that happened when they first tore on the timeline. When the World Ender essentially tried to end the world, I was there to stop what I thought was the entire thing, but I was incapable of it for a mistake that I made, something that I did not see. A wrong that I tend to right. And I don't care how long it takes, because time will be on my side. So, any other questions?
A heist at a masquerade. By the Velvet Gods, this is my Super Bowl. Follow my lead.
Basically, we're about to Ocean's 11 a Dreamstone from 100 years ago.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Mystery, music, masks and stealing, scandalous intentions, and underneath it all, thievery most elegant. Let's go.
And basically, if you've ever seen Time Cop, just think of that. That's what's about to happen.
Damn near any time movie. Time Cop's a good one. I mean, Back to the Future's a good one too. There was
Yeah.
more or less a heist in that. So,
1, someone's about to lose a priceless heirloom. 2, someone's going to fall in love with the wrong person. And 3, I'm going to make at least 4 dramatic entrances.
there you go.
How big is the Dreamstone? Is it like fairly large?
Yes, the Dreamstone would be the size of like a basketball.
Okay.
So it's going to be hard. It is going to be hard to contain that in your clothing or in a bag, unless it's
I'm gonna wear a huge dress.
just like a hula dress and just like put it underneath it. It's
I know. Suddenly with child.
just like every now and then your feet don't quite touch the ground and you roll a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey, is that a Dreamstone under your dress, or are you just happy to see me? Alright, so anyway. I can imagine Olympi's like awkwardness in that situation. No, it's definitely not a Dreamstone.
Yep.
Alright, so, yes, so, eat as much as you want. drink as much as you want. The reason why I brought you out here to the deck, Alenthi, look around for me. What do you see? As you're looking around, make a perception check.
The sky?
You do see what looks like sky. Make a perception check.
Natural 20!
Nice. So, you, being a perceptive individual, especially right now, you look around and you see nothingness. You are on a ship in pitch black of nothingness. The only like gauge of depth that you have is the ship, the wood of the ship, and the people around you. When you're looking like towards Jorvik behind him, where there's not any objects, it just looks like it almost looks like he could just fall at any time and just fall into nothingness. Like it's hard when you're actually looking at it. It's hard to rack your brain around it. There's nothingness. There's no clouds. There's no stars. There's no nothing. It's just pitch black.
What's with the freaky sky?
Glad you asked. Where we are right now is what I call the void. This is where time started its existence. This is where there was no time until there was. It all began here. So, being the one who created the time of your world, and the cosmic powers that I had to do so, I still remember a trick or two. I'm just not capable of the same amount of power when I gave up my cosmic powers to live amongst my creation. It was either that or be sealed for another 200 years, and I definitely wasn't doing that shit. So, but in doing so, a miscalculation on my part sealed 5 of my closest friends, and I will not rest until they are brought back.
I've learned so much information today that I don't think I can wrap my head around this particular.
It's a lot. It's
situation.
A lot. I know. It's a lot. So the void is my own personal heaven, a pocket. I know how to manipulate it. I just can't control it any longer. But I can manipulate it. So anything I want to be is in the void, because time does not exist. There is not a time that ever existed here. So the fabric is completely gone. So I can do anything I want, being that I am a master of dunamancy. So if you want a coffee, you get a coffee. If you want this, you get this. But it is controlled by science to be able to manipulate it and control it, and that's where Jorvik and myself come into play. And when I told him about what his jobs would be when I took him from the academy, he looked at me like I was fucking crazy. He still looks at me like I'm fucking crazy, but he understands it more now. Here, we are gods. So, yes, Krevin, it's a dream in the sense that you yourself are a dreamwalker, but it is reality since your sentience resides here with me.
I look at him like, I told you.
I told you. What do you mean?
She said it's
kept
not a
telling you
dream.
it's just-
Technically, you're both right.
It is a dream.
How about we just call it a draw?
Right.
We just call it a
More
little draw.
importantly, my first...
It's a draw. It's like you both
ball,
win.
At the Masquerade Ball, Count Dandy Cloak the 14th is my first thought. He wears 3 masks, and every time he tells a lie, he dramatically removes one. Underneath the final mask is another mask.
Oh my god.
I like it. I like it a lot. Jorvik, keep an eye on him.
Mm-hmm.
I like it a lot. Understand, the Dreamstone, and this is going to sound harsh, and I don't want it to. I like all of you. I do. But you did not save me the way that the Thane Gang did. Therefore, if you do something that I do not deem, I guess, appropriate, or that it puts the rest of the lives of us and others in danger, if your line severs, I will not come back for you. The stone
and the return
What?
of the stone, and of Jorvik, of course, is most important to me more than anything else. And that is not anything to say against you, but if you yourself make a mistake, do you want your friends to die because of your mistake?
Okay. So if I go down, be sure I take Jorvik with me so that you come back for us. Got it.
I swear, Jorvik, as the timeline gets longer and longer, they just get smarter and smarter. I like you, Krevlin. Maybe I would come back for you. Who knows? But I want that damn stone. Understand?
Yes.
With the stone, Jorvik and I are quite... what was it, Jorvik? 88%? 89%? Did we get it to 89?
Roughly 88.7.
88.7% sure that we can make this work. Now, before you're like, oh, that still seems like an inherent
I
risk,
don't like those ones.
we were doing this at 13%. And boy, did people hate it. Again, no one died. Somebody got really badly burnt, but I took care of it. I took care of it. So, being that you're Dreamwalkers, it's a little easier with you because the fabrics allow you to push between them. However, if you try to align one that is not ready to be aligned, there is an explosion.
Is Jorvik a Dreamwalker?
No. But with the Dreamstone, we believe we can make him one. Don't we, Jorvik?
Yes.
Yes.
Possibly.
We are a lot higher,
Okay.
much higher on that
Nice.
one. Like 91%, 92%.
You guys have something like going on? Like, is there a, little something going on here?
Are you asking
Between
me
the two
after
of you?
200 years if I still lean to the desires of flesh? No.
Well, yeah, you and him. Is that?
No. We're
you
just
got-
think of it more like a proud mother and her star pupil. Everybody has their favorite child. This one's mine. But no, physical. That stopped being an interest to me hundreds of years ago.
Lame.
Way to make it weird, Krevlin.
It's all right.
They had something going on. I didn't ask anything.
It's all right.
I just said there's something going on deeper
It
than
is
what we could
human-
deeper than the surface level. And he answered. The answer is yes, because it's like a mother-son relationship. Didn't say anything about anything inappropriate.
It is the
I just
nature.
assumed.
It is the nature
Fair.
of mortals to seek the desires of flesh. It is perfectly normal. Perfectly normal. So, all right. I have some things to get to, but I want you to talk amongst yourselves, figure out what it is you'd like to do for the next 4 days, and have as much to drink, maybe not too much, and go from there.
Count Dandy Cloak the 14th. Okay, good. Count Dandy Cloak the 14th. He only speaks in whispers and in poetry. He always carries a wine glass with him, but he never drinks from it. Nobody knows what he wants, including him.
Very good.
He pretends to be the evening's conductor. He's constantly
Have a good
yelling
night.
at
She, like, starts to walk
musicians, talking about them being flat. People are typically like too embarrassed to stop him. He claims he comes from a kingdom that sank into the sea due to excessive lounging, and he is here to reclaim his honor, his kingdom's honor. He likes to hide in shadows, and he will narrate mildly shameful moments. For example, like Lord Brambleton just double dipped in the hummus.
You see Jorvik
You
like
never double dip a shit.
yeah. You see Jorvik like really trying to write all this shit down as you're saying it. Like it's gonna be be
Yes.
super relevant.
So
He
it
writes
is.
down
This is my
everything. So
This is my character's backstory.
yeah,
So it's very important.
He's got journals upon journals shoved under his bed of just shit that he wrote down because he thought it would be important.
Honestly, me, the player, my favorite part of the game is to create a character's small backstory. So for my character to get to create a character backstory,
Sure.
this is prime D&D right now. Thank you.
Yeah, who doesn't like a time heist? All right, so she gives you that information. You guys can talk amongst yourselves to kind of figure out I mean, you've got a while, so there's still going to be a lot of other stuff happening before you get to that point. Once you land in Arcania, there's a couple things that need to be done, and then she needs to check in with the other group that's kind of doing other errands right now, which I think they were getting ready to board a boat to go after one of the demons. So we'll have to see what happens with that when we get to that game, because that's Saturday's campaign. So yeah. So as far as that goes, talk about yourselves. I'm gonna go use the restroom real fast, but you guys can discuss everything, all the information you've given with each other. The audience can hear it. So I'll be back.
Alright, I've got a lot of research that I need to do now.
So what's so great about this character is I don't have to do any research.
I don't know how I feel about all this.
I just make it all up.
It's a lot
So-
happening.
So, a time heist.
Yes. Anybody questions us over there? Then, of course, we will accuse them of being a long-lost twin from a mirror dimension, and we will demand a duel in poetry.
I think Scala had let us know that she'll tell us what to say if we're questioned.
Exactly. In poem form.
This is a lot of information. It's a lot to process.
It is a very lot of information. I wrote a lot of it down.
I may have looked like I was writing notes, but I was actually like writing half-formed lyrics for something I might be able to sing later.
I've got like 3 pages of notes that I wrote down.
Nice.
Sorry.
Ordinary.
Do know that one of the things that I'm going to do for the next 4 days is do more research on Azuldan.
Oh, and
Also,
Ukathar.
the
Ukathar is probably a pretty important one to talk about. No reason. I've just heard of him. I think maybe it'd be nice to know a bit more about him, just because I'm curious. No, like specific
his name?
reason.
Ukathor?
Ukathar.
Ukathar.
Our
If you look at
curse is
his
broken.
screen, his eye is in the middle of that. I drew that the background and in his on his background.
Okay. That's the Eye of Ukathar?
I have Azuldan.
Is that Azuldan? Oh,
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. It's up to Ryan. I drew it, but I don't have a specific.
I think that's the Eye of Azuldan. Well, no, maybe it isn't.
Do you
I
know
don't
anything
remember.
of Ukathar, or is that just a name you've heard in
Me?
passing? Yes.
Are you asking me in character?
Did you mention it to my character? I mean, my
Oh
my
yeah,
cha-
yeah. Oh yes, yeah. Just something. Just thought it'd be a good idea. I heard of it. It seems relevant to our interests. So if you could look it up, it might be pertinent.
I could try to research the name, but would you know anything more detailed? Like, is
All right, sorry about that.
Oh, he's a dark devil lord that people sacrifice to. He's just not a good guy, and he's got a yellow eye. If you look behind the DM, I think that's his eye. That might be Azuldan's eye. I don't know. Hey, that eye that I drew, is that Azuldan or Ukathar's eye?
You don't know. It's just a yellow eye.
Wait, but the yellow eye was...
The yellow eye's been seen by multiple people in multiple situations.
I can't... All of a sudden, I can't remember if it was Ugathar or not.
You saw a yellow eye in one of your flashbacks. He saw a yellow eye in one of his flashbacks. I think Rolo's the only one who hasn't seen a yellow eye.
Okay, well, never mind about the yellow eye. You just asked me to draw a yellow eye, so I did. So,
Yep.
I
There's
don't
a,
know.
okay.
there's a reason for it. You just don't know exactly what it is.
Thought we did already, but I guess not.
I do know one of the things my guy is going to do for the remainder of the trip is a lot of research on what I've learned at this table gathering.
I'm gonna go to my room and just try and process everything alone and think about what this all means and if I fully trust this situation that we're in.
Yeah, that entire time nobody's done a single insight check.
Inside check.
Meta pigeon.
I still don't. Do you want me to?
No.
Do what?
It's up to you guys if you want to trust her, don't want to trust her, and the next time she talks, do an insight check.
I don't feel like I trust her.
Alright, that's fine. Didn't hurt her feelings. I checked.
It's like,
She is sending me to a heist at a masquerade party. I think I trust her.
Well, Kevin, the last time that we
She's
all
dangling
went
a cookie
to
in front of him.
party, pretending to be people we're not, I met a giant spider lady that I can't recall what she was.
Could you imagine Krevlin at this party? Ooh, a piece of
I
candy!
didn't.
Ooh, a piece of candy! Just over and
No,
over.
I'm
didn't
not
meet
too
a spider.
excited.
I didn't meet a spider devil. I had a great time. So let's do that again.
She was the mouth of Azuldan, I'm pretty sure. Is what we've learned.
No, she
Oh, the
wasn't.
dude covered in mouths?
She wasn't.
No,
No,
the
yeah,
spider.
Nightbringer is the eye of
Spider.
Azkaban.
Oh, the eye. The eye, the Nightbringer. That's what I was thinking.
Oh, I drew her too. Oh, but I can't show that one.
You can if you cover those nipples. Hey, did you sell something? Anyway,
No. Did you hear that?
yep.
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay, so
Yes.
yes, so any questions? Like I know you have you guys can ask as many questions in the game as you want. Does any of the players have any questions to want to sum up anything they might be confused about?
I don't even know what questions I need to ask.
We're kind of getting, towards where we're gonna end, but just I know it's a lot of information.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna drop off. I gotta get off early. So, this is a good time.
Yeah, there won't be much more story past this.
Let's do a battle.
All right, now that Rolo's gone, roll initiative. We're all gonna hit his dead body in his soup.
Nice. All right. Well, Rolo has some stomach issues, so he's gonna go lay down.
Free crits for everyone. All right, take it easy.
Bye.
Bye.
So yeah, thanks everybody who watched. And I know it was a lot of information, but there's no way to ease into this. I just have to give you everything at once. So there have been plenty of signs of all this, just nobody's been putting them together. Yeah, so that essentially what's happening here is Daenerys is the fabrics are basically winding through her because there is a devil that is traveling across fabrics. And they're devils, so they can handle the explosion. They're powerful beings. And because of this, she's seeing what they're seeing. So they are going through things, trying to put things together and trying to figure out how best they can put the fabric back together. Because whoever puts the rope together controls the rope. So it's up to you. Do you want to be on the devil's side, the demon's side, or the person in between them? However, her sole purpose is to put when the fabric tore is when the Thane gang fought Marduk the World Ender. And Marduk. And because of that, the Faithful Five all got trapped within their own bracelets, so they are stuck in the seals in which they broke to get these dragons out, to essentially
Not the Fateful Five. We are the Fateful Five.
Or not the Fateful Five, the Fang Gang. So, Scala has been waiting for 200 years for a way to basically to get ahead of what happened and fix it so that everything realigns to this time. And now that there are Dreamwalkers who can travel between the fabrics and other things, she's able to put them together, which everybody watching, I will be doing a summary of the first campaign, kind of maybe a 30-minute, I guess you could call it a monologue, like a 30-minute introduction to what happened and the situation that happened to the Fang Gang. At least the important parts. Obviously, I'm not going to go over 200 games.
I don't even know what happened in the end to the Fang Gang. And I'm the only one here who was there.
Mm-hmm. It's true. But I remember most of it because I've had this plan for a long time. So, I didn't quite expect it to be multiple campaigns.
It's not that I don't remember. It's that we didn't finish it. Fang Gang.
Not yet. But you will. You'll finish it in the campaign inside the campaign. Garrus, I'm going to let you know right now, there is possibly going to be a point where you're going to be playing 3 characters at once.
Easy. That's not even difficult for me.
Yep.
Easy.
So, and that's going to be a fun game.
I don't know how I'm gonna play 2.
I'm just gonna stay over here in the corner. You don't have to worry about me anymore. It's easy. I just have one of them be timid and stay in the corner.
There you go. Just put yourself in a timeout.
And then build a robot to protect him.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so Wesley, thanks for joining us on your first game. It's a little different a little different playing than watching probably.
A little bit. It's fun.
Yeah, you did great.
Oh, yeah. The audience, he was part of the audience. He won the prize
drawing.
for. Yeah.
Yeah, he won the prize.
Gets to,
play with us. Yeah.
One lucky listener gets the prize and gets to join our game and play with us.
Yeah.
We didn't announce that we were doing that at all.
What did you do with that $10,000 cash that we gave you too? Did you, as a prize for watching? Did you spend it?
Awesome tapestry.
Hey, I gave it to I gave it to Garrus.
Oh, Garrus, nice.
Why just Garrus?
You turn your camera around and you got 12 printers. I was like, oh, holy shit. Anyway, yeah, so that's essentially where this one will end. A lot of information. There's still going to be more, but the cool thing about this is now that both campaigns are aware of kind of what's happening to a point. Again, you guys saw the Devil's perspective, and now you're seeing Scala's perspective. The Saturday group is only seeing the Demon's perspective and Scala's perspective, kinda. Scala has not quite brought them on board with everything yet. However, keep names and things remembered the best you can, because there's going to be a lot of cross contamination in the coming days. So.
Not happening.
All kinds of shit is going to happen that is going to not make any sense until you get to your other campaign and vice versa. I'm going to M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong this shit, y'all. Oh, what a twist!
This is
So-
too crazy for my first ever campaign ever.
Oh, no, you better buckle up. You're surrounded by veterans, so
Yeah, this is difficult for me to follow.
it'll get easier. Right now, it's difficult to follow because you haven't played the other game again yet.
Well, I guess I feel like I just got a sneak peek of what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
I'm new too.
You and your sister already dreamwalked once.
Really?
You saw a dwarf holding an axe. Standing in front of 5 dragons.
I don't remember. Last
happened.
campaign was crazy.
It happened.
The last session, I mean.
You specifically saw it.
I remember that.
I'm surprised you remember.
You
I mean,
specific-
isn't the whole thing of us being in that town like a dream walk? Because we were like the town changed into like nobody was there, and it was like a scary place with fog, and then all of a sudden there
Yep.
was just people there who were just like, "What are you talking about?"
the
There was
demons that
no-
you're going
everybody was
after
here.
are not necessarily on the same fabric that you guys reside on.
Yeah, and
It
then
was
we fought
whenever-
the bakery, and then we fought the lady that, or the demon that was in charge of the bakery, and then killed all of her gingerbread, the cookies that tried to kill us, and then
So when the demons and the devils,
and
go ahead. Sorry.
yeah,
go ahead.
and then we got out of there, and like we were in a normal place again.
When the demons and the devils try to cross across fabrics to like manipulate things and change things or do things because they can handle the explosions, because again they're otherworldly beings, they're very powerful. For you guys, it would tear you apart. Like Jorvik, he can control the explosion, but it's if too many of them happen at once, he's not going to be able to control them all. So there is still the likelihood that people could die doing this, but when a devil or a demon is unraveling the fabric, your guys, as Dreamwalkers, your sentience is getting pulled to that fabric, and you're seeing it real time and making decisions in it, and then when they leave, you're pulled back to your own reality. And that's essentially what's happening. Devils in particular have devil's sight. So the creator sees it, all devils can see it. So if you're a tiefling, you're going to have a lot of fucking headaches. I hope
So
you're
it was whenever
hope you're
we
not
found-
motion sickness.
It was when we found the axe, right? That we.
Yeah, you have
Yeah, campaign.
I don't know who. I think it's Jazargo that has Capifist.
I know,
now.
but that's whenever we dream walked accidentally,
Yes.
right? And we saw the dwarf.
You got pulled into the time frame where you saw Reese with Capifist fighting the dragons.
Okay.
Or I'm sorry, the
Like, 'cause we-
dragon. It was the one dragon, not the 5 dragons. It was the one dragon. That's essentially when the fabric tore. So you
Because we
guys
had walked downstairs and we found the bracelet.
correct. So
Okay, I remember.
you came back from the fabric that you were taken to. They were looking for something, probably the axe. And when you guys came back from that fabric, you brought the axe with you, and that's why you now have the axe. So that is the original sentient axe that Reese held, known as Capifist, which he has his own tragic
Reese?
backstory.
Reese?
Yeah, that's a side quest you guys never got to finish.
Ooh.
Capifist. The crown of
yeah.
the crown of thorns, the crown of flame, or the crown of cinders, the crown of thorns, and the crown of skulls.
Yeah, we didn't even touch on that, or kill Baba Yaga, which
Oh, good luck.
she deserves.
I created like my version of Baba Yaga. I didn't create Baba Yaga. I created my version of Baba Yaga, and she scares me. So
like real life you.
So like
Yeah.
John Wick.
yeah, she's. I mean, definitely, if it's the same level of fear if you hear John Wick is coming after you. Yeah, no, she
Well,
she
she
scares
killed
me.
my best friend.
Oh, that's
I
right.
don't know if you remember that,
Yeah, that's
but
right. That poor guy.
Reese is quite upset about that. Not okay. You killed my best friend, and I'm going to kill you now.
What was his name? Denmoy or Demore? I can't remember.
Wow,
Begins
what a
with
friend.
B. I think it started with a B.
That's whenever Brett
Relic
just walked
core.
in and was like, I'm gonna eat these random cookies I found," and he was just putting dirt and mud into his mouth, eating it because he thought it was cookies.
Yep. And oh man, I can't remember his name. Will you read Wheel of Time? Because this is sounding very much like Perrin Ibarra's Dreamwalker stuff.
No, my book
Anybody-
that I wrote
anybody-
when I was 16, called The Kingdom of Dreams. That's essentially what you guys are doing. I wrote this. I mean, I have it. I wrote this when I was 16. It's 498 pages, I think. And this is essentially what's happening. Like, things happen throughout the story that don't make any sense, and then towards the end of the book, all of it starts tying together. It's kind of a spin on it. It's not my book verbatim, but it is really cool to see all of my.
We also have We have agency and we can do stuff too.
Yeah, it's also cool to see my characters in my book be brought to life, like in a D&D game. So like it's.
Hey, look, here's the miniature of.
Yeah, Reese.
Oh, there's Reese.
Reese.
Oh.
So and that's Capifist in his hand. So.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. But yeah, essentially, audience, that's what's kind of going on. Kind of brought you guys up to speed. I know it can be a little confusing, but if you actually go back and watch previous episodes, now that you know what you know, a lot of shit's going to make sense. Nobody could figure out what the damn wind was. So, have you also noticed that, what was it, when Master Yin was about to kill one of you, episode or two ago? The Alamont woke up and started using his powers to protect you and stopped him.
Was he a dreamwalker?
So somebody was controlling Alamont at that point in time. You just don't know who it was. So somebody basically jumped into that fabric, took control of his body, did what they did, and the fabric got pulled back and Master Yin left. So... What you got to figure out, though.
Yes, I didn't.
If
Yes, I didn't notice.
Here's another thing that you guys haven't figured out yet. If Navarre killed Yin, Master Yin, why is Master Yin possessed by a demon instead of a devil?
I would never have put that together.
The answer's there. Go back and watch it. Like I said, it's a twist.
Are you just like DMing this and like in the middle you're like, you fools? Like, why are you not understanding?
Nobody figured it out. I'm disappointed in each and every one of you, especially you, Wesley.
You're so much smarter than me.
Oh, I don't know about that. With my campaign, I am. With other things, probably not. But
now, boys.
So much smarter than me.
I'm easily smarter than you.
So much smarter.
Easily. No, it's just, from a DM, it's very fun. For me, my favorite thing is, and I get this more from, a little bit from Garrus. He's usually a little bit more suave with it. But a lot from Alex is when she stops and is like she puts the pieces together in her head, like, oh my god!
It doesn't happen often.
Max does that too, but then he just blurts out his thoughts to everyone, and like they were
blurts, more like screams
Yeah.
at the top of his lungs.
That's
right
true.
next to your ear.
He's very loud.
It's a good thing you're sitting over by me now.
I love him to death, but he's very loud.
I like Max. He's very loud.
I used to think I was very
Might even be
loud, not compared to him.
Well, that's okay.
But yeah, anyway, so he does it too. He gets excited too, which I like. I've only played with Emily twice. One time she was sick, and the other time I think she was pretty buzzed. So
Less so than you.
oh yeah, we were all drunk.
Don't look at me like that,
Garrus, you said like 6 times, I am very drunk. Like you
He
said
was
it like
whispering
6
it to me
times.
the whole time.
You didn't drink at all.
No, you kept going to me the whole time. I'm so drunk right now.
But
The whole
honestly,
time.
I was somewhat trying to pull it back in. Garrus was definitely trying to. He was role
He
playing the
tried
entire
very
time.
hard.
And it was mainly Brett and Max that would not stop talking. So, but it's okay. It's a social event. It's all in good fun.
It was a
Even
good
when I
time.
was drinking, I was still in character. Everything that I said
True.
was all in character.
But yeah, no,
Yes.
we're gonna be a little bit more. We're gonna be a little better with that Saturday.
So maybe I won't.
I'm talking about for myself. But it's my job as a DM to get the game back on track, so I have to be able to do that. So anyway, everybody, thanks for watching. I'm going to go ahead and end the live here. We'll see you on the next one we play, probably a couple Thursdays from now. June's going to be a little wonky, so we'll keep you posted on Facebook.